episode. Hey, welcome to Rex Hex and Apex Show.
Evening. I mean, it's morning
Good
there,
sound
right?
check.
Yeah.
It's evening here.
Yeah. Evening to you, Peter.
Yeah.
Ready or not, happy Veterans Day. Here we go. Truly scary, and I know one person that likes to be scared, and that's Peter Gilmore.
Nothing scares me.
Hell.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. What
I
is your
defy
favorite?
anybody to show me a movie or a comic or a book or anything that will scare me.
What's the first horror movie you remember seeing as a kid?
I was a kid.
Yeah, you had
there
to
was a
get hooked sometime, right? And it seems like you're probably a long,
a long
like
time.
the day the
I mean,
Earth stood still, or King Kong, or
the stuff I was into when I was a kid was stuff like at first it was
Patriot.
like, the Wolfman, Dracula, stuff like that, like the old Universal ones. I got addicted to the creature from the Black Lagoon. Still my favorite monster.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful design.
Yeah. She was a fantastic designer. She did a lot of really good work. Never really got any credit though, the poor woman.
No.
And I can't, so I'm being useless.
No,
But
Westmore kind of took all the credit for that, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Westmore did some good work, but he just didn't work on that particular design. He was able to take credit. I guess it's kind of like the Stan Lee, I'm the editor type thing, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Take credit
James
for
Whale
all of
was a great director, but he kind of, I don't know, he wasn't really interested in that stuff. He did great with it, but
Yeah.
so he took a lot of credit for stuff that he didn't really care about.
Right. Yeah.
It's fine. But after that stuff,
that was
I grew
filmed during the time that 3D movies were a big thing. It was filmed in 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sequel to Creature from Black Lagoon is actually much better than the first one.
Right.
Yeah, I liked it.
Well, there was
more
three,
of a-
right? They actually extracted his gills, right? And I think you
Made him
just
more
like
human.
that he went on a rampage.
I did too. Turning
Started
cars over. and
destroying
stuff.
everything.
I mean, it didn't. In the first movie, it didn't really rampage that much. There wasn't much to go at. There was like 4 people.
It's like they're invaded my territory. I must take
Yeah.
them out.
Yeah, it was all filmed
And
on
there's
like
so
one time.
much that he's been described as the last. I wouldn't call him the last, but he's certainly there for a while. He was kind of set apart from all the other Universal monster movies.
Yeah,
That's my
well, he was kind of the only original because all the rest were like based on
Yeah.
old stories. So he was kind of, and I know there's going to be some smart ass somewhere, some smart ass saying, "Oh yes, but they also did this." And whatever.
Right.
All the other stuff doesn't count. It's Dracula, Frankenstein, the creature, Invisible Man, Wolfman. They count. All the other little bits and pieces.
That's true.
I suppose
Well,
we can
Peter,
slide.
I appreciate
you.
you joining us. I haven't seen you since Vic's auction.
Yeah.
What you been up to? Plenty, right? You post quite a bit. I know Mandy does.
Yeah.
You two
Yeah,
have been a busy duo, haven't you?
I haven't stopped. I haven't stopped in 5 years.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But that doesn't stop you from doing the horror stuff. I noticed that you post a lot.
Well, you see, I know I can sell that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You did
Not that that's the only reason I do it, but You've
I
got to
think you've
be.
done a few creature drawings, right?
Yeah. I could sit and just draw the creature from the Black Lagoon or like Swamp Thing or stuff like that all day long,
Oh man.
all day, every day. But people would get bored with that, I think.
Yeah.
It's bad enough
Well,
just being the horror guy without being the horror guy that only draws the creature.
is he your favorite though to draw? I mean, because he's pretty detailed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
As opposed
him
to like a
and
Frankenstein or a Wolfman. Or...
well, I'm kind of.
Well, that's great.
I've been drawing quite a bit of Frankenstein and the Wolfman as well.
Nice.
For something.
I have an original right here. It's small by Peter. It's actually one of his horror pieces. It is The Invisible Man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can't see him.
Claude Rains looks just like him.
Yeah. I know. I'm good. Yeah. I'm that good.
He is good. Look at that detail, folks. There's a
yeah. Wow.
I mean, look there. I've done another one really quickly. Invisible Man.
Oh,
yeah. Oh wow, that's even better. It looks transparent.
Yeah.
Oh,
and another. There we go.
Oh my God.
Well, I know on the last auction, I think it was the last auction, Shadowhawk won an incredible Wolfman piece from you.
Oh, looks so good.
It was so good.
Wolfman. Yeah.
You captured that the actress that played the gypsy so well.
Yeah.
She died in like 1946, I think. She didn't have a long career out of into the 50s or even the late 40s because she passed away really when her fame was starting to get there, I would say.
Yeah. She does have an amazing face to draw, though. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in that face.
Oh, it's like a road map with splattered with pizza.
Rex.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she does, right? She's got a lot of character.
Yeah.
Hey, Emmett. Hey, Mrs. Good Stuff.
Good stuff.
Hey. Congratulations, by the way. Mrs. Good Stuff on a great man cave and the way your channels, way you and your Mr. G's channels going, had John Malin on the man cave this week. Wonderful.
Cool.
I had to go back and just watch that. They're doing some good interviews, good stuff over there. Of course, it's the Good Stuff channel.
That's right.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. What have you already accomplished today, Peter?
Sorry?
It's evening over there because you're in the UK.
Yeah.
What part of the UK are you in, Peter? Are you in north, central, south?
Kind of north of the centre. Just north of the centre. Okay. We class ourselves as northern there because
you're in nosebleed section then. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's like the UK is like, so if you flipped America so that the South was, it's like that. So our version of the South is the North. We're all, the same kind of people. The same people,
I know, a couple of years ago, they gave Scotland the vote to either secede or stay with the UK, and they decided to stay with the UK.
Yeah, I think that's twice now. They've tried to do it, and people don't want to.
Yeah.
Because if they leave, then they've got to go with Europe.
Yeah, and that's probably on the euro, right?
Yeah. Like,
were you glad that you got off the euro?
I'm glad we never went near it.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't either. I mean, the pound is stronger than the dollar and has been, for a very long time.
Yeah. It's come close a few times. We've the gap's narrowed a few times, but
right.
Yeah. Politics. That's politics for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to get political, but I'm strong currency, strong nation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So buy some of Peter Gilmore's artwork and make him stronger today.
Yeah.
So he can buy some more ciggies and other health food stuff.
Buy some artwork when the pound's really when the dollar's strong. If you're in America and the dollar's strong, buy art from me,
Right.
so that when I get the exchange rate, I get more money. Trust me, it works.
Right. Yeah.
I always try and get people to pay me on PayPal, and if they can pay me in dollars. I'll convert it and transfer it when the time's right.
I'm not going to hold my breath about a small a strong dollar, not with this Barnum and Bailey circus in charge. Hex, you've been very elusive down there. Are you there?
No.
I know he's got a lightsaber. I know he's a Jedi. Okay, he's just got his icon up. He's just here for looks, but he's on the West Coast, so we do. I got to give him props for showing up for the Rex Hex and Apex show.
Yes, hello. Yeah, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to have the voices overlapping. So hello.
Well, I mean, one of the best voices on YouTube. Listen to that sweet, methodical, wonderful, rich voice he has.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. I am your father. I love that. I love that thing that I found on Twitter. It's a condom with Darth Vader on it, and he says, "I will not be your father."
Oh,
there's
a YouTuber called Death by Saber.
Oh
check out his channel. Yeah, he's got some Star Wars and Horse show every week. Star Wars and Hose. He's a big time Star Wars fan, and he makes different videos of that subject, but they're hilarious. Pretty funny
if
stuff.
It bothers you, cut it off. That's what I say.
Wow.
No doubt.
Wow. I know. Extreme,
wow.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you had a gangrenous leg, you'd have to amputate, wouldn't you?
Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to a more fun subject.
Do you like? Okay, well, I was leading into something for that. It's like I know he likes horror movies, especially the classic stuff. But Peter, how about the '80s slasher movies, the gory movies?
Oh, Doc wants to link.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre and things like
that. Now you see, all those movies were kind of coming out on video while I was like growing up. I'm way too young to be watching them, but we had a guy at the local video store who'd we'd just go in, a couple of kids, a couple of 11-year-olds, 10-year-olds, going, "Oh, you got any horror films, please, sir?"
Now you don't have to go in and get Did you have rental places? Did you have rental places like we did here in the States? Yeah.
The guy there would also get, because a lot of movies got banned because it was
when I was in college, Peter, we would actually, when VHSs were first coming out, you would go down to the convenience store. I actually worked for the guy. He's a multi-millionaire. Started out just with convenience stores. When I worked for him, he had 9 convenience stores. He sold all that. Wealthy guy, but he would not only rent you the tape, but the player, because nobody had a VHS player when they first came out.
Wow,
he was one of the first. You know, he very smart. You know, he rent you the, or you know, they just weren't that cheap at the stores yet. That. You know, now they're dirt cheap.
Oh well,
but I will never buy an American VHS player again. I have a multi-regional player. I like to watch Doctor Who and other things like that in Region 2 and the Region 6, something from China, and you know, they got subtitles. I like some foreign films and stuff like that. And
good stuff.
You know, I bought a unit for $25 on eBay.
Wow,
they're not expensive. They don't have to be.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
and it's compact. It's only about this big. You know, it's not very big.
Oh,
very compact.
Yeah, you got USB ones now.
I just don't see why. I'm looking, Doc. I'm looking. I don't like to be pressured.
Shadowhawk says, "More horror, please, sir. You have any horror drawings you can share?" You have any horror drawings you could share there, Peter? Anything you're working
Oh,
on?
horror drawings. Well, he shared
if you want
a Google Drive with me. I don't know if I can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's some super dead stuff in there.
If you want.
Yeah, my laptop's decided that it doesn't want to stream anymore.
Hey,
so I'm on the phone, so I can't share
look
screen.
who joined us.
Hey.
Oh
There he
my
is.
gosh, he's got a mustache growing. What the hell?
Wow. It's a little Billy D. Williams happening over here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry to put you on the spot there. I got to give you props, Hex. I mean, to get up as early as you do on the every other Saturday to do the Rex X and Apex show, that shows some true grit. Do you like westerns,
early,
Peter?
It's not that early. Like I'm up way before this time anyway. It's just, yeah.
Do I like what?
Westerns.
Westerns. Well, funny you should say that because I'm just about to start drawing a short western.
Really?
For
you
Mike
know why
Murphy?
I can't find Doc Blaylock? He changed his damn icon. Tell you what. Make it here in the chat. It's the same. I'm looking for that red shirt, the bald guy, and on there he's got an old Navy picture because of Veterans Day. He didn't tell me that when he asked me for the link. My God, these people.
Yeah.
Well, I believe in consistency, and he's consistently a veteran, and we do salute our veterans today.
Yes, we do.
And every day. But don't change your icon, damn it, just for Veterans Day on Twitter. And expect me
when people do that.
to find it too sweet. Oh, God. You know, the more person pressures me to do something, the more I don't want to do it. That's just the way I am, Peter. It's like, yeah, I just no, you're pushing me away, you know.
My life is just constant pressure.
Yeah, I don't need pressure. I don't work good under pressure, Peter. You know, I mean, if I've sold on eBay for about 20 years, and if I have to get something out, you know, a deadline's a good thing, you know.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean I really enjoy it. It does motivate me, but I can motivate myself, Peter, just fine.
Yeah, well, you know, I like to get things done.
I like my procrastination. Hey, Blue Sasquatch.
Blue Sasquatch.
Can you imagine if there really was a blue Sasquatch?
Probably is.
You probably drawn some cryptids in your time, right, Peter?
There's probably as many blue Sasquatches as there are other Sasquatches. That's all I'm saying.
I said he looked like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I see that.
Instead of Dracula.
He'd make a good Obi-Wan.
Rex translator, Doc is a regular pain in the ass. Well, of course. No, I love it. It's just, I hate change. You know, it's sometimes like when you change your icon, I'm looking for this red shirt. It's not there because I have a lot of people that I dropped 3 links. Well, 4 counting. 5 actually. You know, we have like a group that we're in. You know, Hex and Apex, and then I send it to them individually. Make sure you get it. So you know, Hex can sit there stoically looking very dapper and showing his artwork on the back pages. What is all that artwork back there? Off to your left. Other left.
Oh, those are pages from the first issue of my.
Is that from Nephilim Squadron?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Apparently you don't have it. Because those are.
He's out in California. Now, were you going to meet up with Dan Pleagle and hockey when he was from Australia? Because he came in from Australia to visit.
Yeah, I know. I've been busy with other stuff. I couldn't make it this time.
California is a big state, right?
Super dead.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
There's only about an hour away. So.
I just turned 58 at the start of the month, Peter. You might be slightly younger than me.
Yes, I am. I'm
I
53.
thought you were. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, been doing this for
good.
4 years.
What do you mean? Oh, that's right. Apex is the old man.
I'm the oldest. I'm 60.
Yeah. Usually I'm the old man, but you're 60 now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stopped aging at 39.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I hope I get it to 61. He's Navy. Thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, look, he's got the Navy.
In the Navy,
Yeah.
where you can sell the
The
17s.
strongest Navy in the world is Peter Gilmore's country, the UK.
My
UK.
Navy.
Not
Yeah.
China.
I do have my own personal.
Yeah.
Royal
My own
Navy.
personal Navy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the UK is known for its Navy.
I partied
We
with those
are.
guys, man. They're something else, man. I'll tell you, they can have beer on their ships. It's awesome. We can't have any on our ships. That was stupid. We should have beer on our ships.
45. Oh my gosh. I don't
45.
know about you, but I went through middle life crisis where my energy level went way down, starting about 42, 43 until about 47. I didn't recover, but then I started feeling better. And in my 50s, I've got all kinds of energy. And I hope that carries over to 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond, you know. But man, there's some time where you just feel energy level is like, ugh.
Yeah, you need some inspiration. Kind of helps with that.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up every morning, jump out of bed, think, I'm going to draw today.
Nice.
You pulled an unexpected one on me with Super Dead 2, because on the first one I bought the T-shirt and the John Malin cover. Sorry about that, Peter.
Yeah.
As long as you buy the books, I don't care whose cover's on it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, it was not. But on this campaign, you're offering a black and white version of it.
Oh yeah,
the line art cover. Yeah.
Of the John Malin. Yeah, so that's good. Getting the most out of. I believe in getting the most out of the artwork that you,
damn straight.
Pay others to do. You know, this one and done thing. I mean, you can make all kinds. As long as you got rights of reproduction, you could breed all you want, right?
Yeah. Sorry, got lots of noise going on at the moment. So last weekend we have the Guy Fawkes, the bonfire night thing every year, November the 5th. So for 2 weeks either side, every idiot in the UK is just randomly letting fireworks off for no reason.
Oh.
So I just said there's been a load of them going off, and now I can hear the dogs downstairs screaming and smashing into things. My life. Fuck my life. I'll go downstairs later and there'll be a dog kick
show, Mr. Ethan Van Sciver. George Perez. I mean,
George Perez, you're alive.
He's alive.
Greetings.
Hello.
I'm not wearing the Loud Hawaiian shirt today, so
I enjoyed the new Teen Titans art that you did, sir, back in the 80s. It was awesome.
Well, one of my favorite, Peter, is got to be Frederick March. He won an Oscar for Best Actor for Jekyll and Hyde, 1932, I believe, pre-Cold War.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Is my mic working? I'm getting weird readings over here.
I hear it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Deep, rich voice. Say real Corinthian leather.
You don't know the power of the dark side. I'm sorry, I did that wrong. You don't know the power of the rich Corinthian leather.
That's good.
Like that. Well, Ricardo Montalban used to say that with a Cordova, with rich Corinthian leather.
Yes. The Cordova. Pete, I just wanted to say, man, your work on Jack the Ripper, Vampire Hunter.
Man. Wow.
It's some of the most mind-bending work I have ever seen from anybody anywhere. Hail, brother, hail.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Hail, Shadowhawk.
Some of the stuff on Super Dead's going to be, it's that same kind of thing, but it's color.
Yeah. Pete,
it's fine.
If I could ask you, when you were doing the those panoramic cityscapes, How many migraines per day did that result in?
Oh God. Well, some of those cityscapes, they are like, that's like 7 days work, you know. It's
Yeah.
Now, are you a coffee drinker, Peter?
Coffee, yeah. I don't drink tea. Unlike the rest of my country, I don't drink tea. Can't stand the stuff.
Good man.
Yeah.
Good man.
Coffee.
Right. It's a real
Strong
man.
coffee. Thank you very much.
Send that guy a Pariah Blood and Mud. Yeah, I know it's overseas, but send him a mug.
I've got the prototype. That's the only one I've got left. We're restocking the store right now.
And that's the rarest. Yeah, I have the Doc Blaylock right here. Pariah Blood and Mud, just for filling. There's your hard going.
Mine will get there someday.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm still waiting on my birthday present from you. I was hoping to get it in. Maybe today. Maybe today.
Possibly. I said
still not in yet, but I can't wait.
Tuesday. I can't remember. Yeah.
Everything has shipped, Apex, so you should be getting yours soon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, fulfillment is done.
I know that's a good feeling to get all the fulfillment. Do you deal with any of that at all, Peter? Is that all left up to Mandy?
I refuse. No.
Good man. Good man.
I'm enjoying the shit, you know. 7 months, 7 days a week, 16, 18 hours a day is more than enough work.
Thank you.
You know, the great thing, Peter, is that you're one of the artists that, you know, do pencils dark enough where they could just be reproduced in a sketch form without any inks. Well, I do like stuff like that that's reproduced just in pencils. Usually we get a cover, and that, you know, but I've seen a few projects where the cover and all the insides are just pencil work. I like that stuff.
What's up, Max?
And I like the inking process, you know.
Well, I tend to like do those kind of pencils, and then I'll digitally ink where it needs it, because it doesn't always need. But there's an area that needs like a big space of black or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
I'll kind of ink over that digitally, but it's mostly pencils with a little embellishment here and there.
We all, Peter, at some point think about doing a book that's just pencil with no ink.
Yeah.
Do you use graphite?
Contemplated doing that?
All I use is I've got a HB mechanical 0.5 millimeter pencil. I use one of those, and then like an old school pencil with an eraser on the end. That's all I use. Yeah. Big fat pencils for blending. And then
how long have you been drawing, Peter? Since a kid?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I can't remember. Yeah, since I was old enough to pick up a pencil. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time any of my artwork was ever seen was in 1978 when I won a competition on the TV.
Really?
Oh wow!
Damn.
Yeah. On a kids' TV show, there was the Queen's. It was the Silver Jubilee celebration of her being the Queen. 25 years, and we had to do a portrait. And for some reason, I thought, screw it, I'll draw a portrait of the Queen.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Were you saddened when she passed away?
It was weird. It was weird because she's always been there, you know.
Exactly.
Always. Yeah.
It is literally like Mount Rushmore collapsing or something. Elizabeth has always been the queen.
You can imagine how it was with the former queen that was in power up to the early part of the 20th century. She had been there a long time as well.
Oh, Victoria. Yeah,
Victoria.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Vicky. She was quite the gal.
Yeah,
she was.
I mean, there was a lot of change happen in technology. You had the Industrial Revolution and all kinds of stuff go on during her reign.
Yeah.
So the world just changed basically from, the ancient world to the modern world within her reign.
Oh, yeah. It was absolute nightmare researching stuff with Jack the Ripper, because a lot of things were invented around about that exact time.
Hey, Stephen.
So I'm like, now, did this thing exist? Did this thing exist? No, it didn't. Yes, it did. Oh.
Tree goblin.
Well, I would say the modern day light bulb is probably one of the best inventions, because now you can work at night, right? The world kind of ran on, you work during the day and you sleep at night because it's dark. Now, in the cities, at least, you can work day and night if you want.
The only trouble I have with that is when I'm doing the pencil stuff. I kind of if I'm working, I've got a daylight bulb, so it's But even then, I'll look the next morning in actual daylight and then just have to re-fucking do it all because it's not right.
Dillard.
Oh, sorry, Dillard. I got something else going on tomorrow.
He didn't ask me. So what's he got going on tomorrow?
Bad timing.
He got a
family stuff.
Good.
Does he have a broadcast he's doing?
Oh, Dillard, no, he's having a barbecue with Hockey's going to be there, and
cool.
I guess,
wow, wish I could go. Damn.
Gaslighting did exist. Yeah, I would like to taste some of his barbecue just to see if
wait a minute. Just let's be clear. It's not his barbecue. It's Mrs. Dillard's barbecue.
Oh,
okay. Mrs. Dillard.
It's delicious.
Yeah,
good stuff.
What's your favorite English dish, Peter?
Oh, it's got to be good old fish and chips.
Yeah,
English dishes. Yeah. To be honest, the thing I eat the most is Mexican food.
Is the fish? Is it cod? What kind of fish is it?
Cod. It's got to be cod.
Yeah,
I mean, there are other fish available.
I had fish and chips, but it was flounder, and I don't like. I mean, it was okay, but it was bland.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. I think cod is my favorite fish. And there's some good fish out there. I
like halibut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cod's
absolutely.
Good.
Cod's good. I like catfish.
Me too.
You ever had catfish, Peter?
Pan-fried catfish. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was a chef for 25 years, so
I didn't know that. Wow.
What did you hate to fix? I hated to fix old breakfast items like Benedict Arnold and all that.
Just the boring stuff. I like being creative. So the boring stuff. No, hated it.
Yeah. Well, now when you can get creative with it, like I've seen like candy making and how they are presenting. You can present with the rinds of fruit and all kind. You can do decorative things. They've got tips on Twitter and stuff where you can make a dish look very artsy and appetizing, right?
Yeah, it's not difficult.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot simpler than you think. It's just somebody had to sit around and think that up for the very first time, right? What a good presentation.
The key is just don't throw it all on the plate. Although it all tastes the same, so who gives a fuck, really? It all tastes the same. You might as well put it all through a blender, to be honest.
Peter, were you ever in the military yourself?
No.
Yeah. Do you have any military in your family?
Grandparents, yeah. My grandfather on one side was a rear gunner in a Lancaster bomber.
Nice.
Wow.
That was cool. Yeah. He used to tell me tales of that, and he had scars on his legs where a bullet had gone through.
Really? I guess like black and stuff, right? He was probably in World War II.
Straight through the fuselage and right up through his leg. Yeah.
Wow.
That's intense.
And weirdly, it might be the reason I'm so much into horror. He did look exactly like Boris Karloff.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, I would argue that he's perfect for Frankenstein #1. Love Bride of Frankenstein because of the hermit scene. Because you get to hear him speak, drink, have a cigar, eat a meal, humanized even more. It's got some wacky stuff in it, but he was he took the bridge out of his mouth and they did the sunken place in the first movie. He probably did that for all 3 movies, but he was more healthy looking actor as his career took off. On that first movie, he was a struggling, silent actor, unknown. I really think that Bela Lugosi sidelined his career by not taking Frankenstein.
Yeah, I mean,
to me, he let Boris Karloff put his foot in the door because he was coming.
Bear with
off
me a
of
second.
Dracula.
I'm being invaded by a dog. I'll be back with you in a second. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on.
We'll let these guys, and I'll let my dog out. I'll be right back.
So,
dog out.
Apex, you going to come on the veterans stream at 1400?
Oh, today?
Yes.
Oh man, Day. I gotta work at 3, so I'll just pop in like maybe a few minutes. I can probably do that.
Hex, are you a
send me a link,
sir?
No, I'm not. No.
Damn, I would almost let you on just on your sheer good looks, but
it's got that Billy D. Williams mustache.
I'm a veteran of the Call of Duty wars.
I was going to say he's rocking the Call of Duty hat pretty hard.
He is, man. He does look like a veteran.
He almost looks like a warrant officer helicopter pilot. I could just
doubt.
You know, you remember those guys?
Yeah.
We're not in the chain of command. Fuck off.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's up, Dillard? Yeah, we'll ask old Peter Gilmore if he's man enough to step up to the cockfights.
What's that?
What?
It's a drawing competition that Dillard and company are ginning together.
Oh, that's cool. Interesting. Let's see what the chat has to say. I guess
it's cold here today.
How cold is it?
It's like barely 40 degrees. That's uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
Hey, Stephen B., what's up, buddy?
Gaslighting did exist. It's Tree Goblin. Plowman's.
Peter.
Yeah, they were actual gaslights.
I swear, if I find which motherfucker is setting fireworks off.
So John Dillard, Peter, wants to know if you've got the sack to come on the CG cockfights.
What?
It's a drawing competition amongst some of the CG creators.
I've done all that before. To be honest, look, people always ask me to do stuff like that. It's like, yeah, that's great. You'll get an entire picture finished. I'll draw a foot. I'll draw an extremely detailed foot. But I can go and stuff like that. If everybody else wants completely embarrassing and being made to look like a 4-year-old with a crayon, yeah.
Back in your face, John Dillard. Back in your face.
When is he having it?
Oh, good God. The goddamn dog. Come here, dog. Stop fucking... Oh. We've got like child gates up so the dogs can't get through. She's so terrified of the fireworks, she smashed through the gate and ripped up its hinges.
Oh, bless her heart.
Oh. And she's also ripped up one of the doors downstairs.
My dog, I've got a pup that's just over a year old. Sirens don't bother her. Fireworks don't bother her.
We've got two. We've got a Mastiff, and he's fine. He just doesn't care. You could set a firework off by his head, and he'd be like, huh?
Yeah.
But the other one's a Labrador Shar-Pei cross, and it's just insane. She's actually sitting. I can hear her sat behind this curtain now, panting.
It's got to be the Shar-Pei because my buddy had a full-blooded Shar-Pei, and that dog would react to anything. A squirrel farts in the yard.
Yeah. And they're really high-strung. They're really kind of, I don't know. She kind of looks at you like you're scum all the time. Looks down her nose at you, or she'll sit in a corner and just looks like she's looking for your soul.
Do you feel judged, Pete?
Yes. Everything I do. Completely ruined my sex life. Completely. Even if she's in a different room, I can still feel the eyes. Shaming, judging, and shaming.
Shaming and judging, and It's like, really? Is that what you're
Or
going to do?
I'll be sometimes when I'm drawing, I'll just do it on a drawing board, and I'll go sit down on the couch downstairs and drawing away, and she'll come and sit next to me, and she'll be looking at me. She'll look at the page, and she'll look at me, and it's as though, are you sure that line needs to be there? And looks wrong to me.
Hojo says, "Hail, horror master Peter fucking Gilmore."
That's right.
Damn. Hail, Hojo. Hail.
See if we can get the doggy. Come on, doggo. Come here. Here. Yeah, you can get around the side. Don't. She's literally stood at the curtain going, There's a huge gap around the edge, but no. She wants to. Oh, she's here. Hello. Come here. Come here. Oh, come here. Oh, God. Oh, my God, you're heavy.
Yeah.
You are a heavy pup. And you don't want to be picked up. I know. Oh.
There we go. There we go.
There we are. Better?
Oh, look at that jawline.
I know. The face. Half Labrador, half Sharpei, so it's like...
that facial structure. Let me grab my pup.
We're going again. Oh.
It's a big dog. Man.
Savage. Just lie down. Don't lick the plug socket. Good God.
Do it properly and use a fork.
Yeah. Doesn't work over here. We've got special plugs.
Oh, that's right, you guys.
Ojo wants to spend Mythicals 2 on Veterans Day. He's got a link there. Ojo. Mythicals 2.
Come here.
Check it out.
Oh, this is not the right color.
Carol. It's Carol,
but the face, the head is the same.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nice doggy.
Yeah.
This is Moxie Girl.
Moxie. Cute.
Oh. This one's just lost its mind completely. I swear, if the firework goes off,
the screen.
Dead.
Oh, here she goes leaning back. This is her thing. She wants to be held like a baby.
Oh, this one's normally like that, but
okay, down you go. Oh my God, she's so big and hyper. Come here.
I'm just waiting for the other one to come as well, and that'll be it because he's fucking huge. Good to see me go sideways.
There we go, Hex.
Yeah, this one, she's having some skin problems. So.
Oh no.
Oh.
She doesn't want to
It's a rodent.
Camera shy right now.
Hey.
Oh, that's adorable.
And she could use a haircut.
Oh.
Yeah.
Goddamn hippie.
What are you doing? What are you doing, big girl?
Uh-oh.
I know that. That's just Carol in the basement. Don't mind her. She moans and groans like that all the time.
Welcome to the Doggo Show.
Hey, Carol.
That's it. It's the Doggo.
Hey, Travis Perrick is here. Hey, Travis.
Hail, Travis. Hail, Carol.
Hail.
I think we're settled now. It's curled up round my feet. Hi. Yeah. No? You going again? Make your goddamn dogs. I swear to God. Love them a bit, but oh my God.
So, Apex, tell me again what you're doing that's more important than hanging out with veterans. Who are also
I gotta work at 3.
Oh, okay, work. I get it. Well, money. You can pop in for a minute.
I will pop in for a minute. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
I'll do that.
Fuck off, Carol. She says, hello, Hex, Peter, Rex, and I guess Doc. Fuck off, Carol.
Into the basement.
Dog.
Keep coloring.
Oh, right.
Hey,
where were we?
Apex, do you have control over
the channel
videos?
I don't. Not on Rex's channel. I don't.
Well, where did he go?
There's this lull.
Too long. It's a big lull. Hey, Mandy's here. Mandy.
Hello,
hey, Mandy. What's up?
Hello, Mandy.
Peter,
Mandy.
The link.
This is kind of what Rex does.
Mandy, yeah, I think
he starts a show and then he just leaves us.
I know,
Mandy's
right?
probably just woke up.
Yeah. Well, it's when you have a dog Mandy. That demands that she goes out, you have to, comply.
You do.
You have to take care of your babies, right?
Yeah.
Mandy, hail from right down the road from you.
Hail.
Hey, Mandy.
You missed the doggo, Mandy. Doggo was here.
Look at all those awesome guys. I know, right?
She's awesome. We love Mandy.
Hey.
It's great.
Hit that like buttons and
Mandy's
subscribe.
my biggest
Thank you.
my biggest fan in Big CG.
Love you, Love Bug. I've been
you're on her show, weren't you, X? Yeah, you're on
about 2 years ago. Coming up December, I'll be on YouTube putting up content, and coming up on the co-hosting for Apex After Dark with him.
Tonight.
Sorry, I missed your link yesterday. By the way,
that's okay. Yeah,
I was sleeping.
We got a show tonight. Don't do some campaigns that needs attention. So, pay attention on those. Yeah.
Well, speaking of which,
Oh,
I'm about to mark the final closeout week of Nephilim Squadron. It's going away forever. Last week,
but with my southern accent, I was called the female Mandy. Love you, Love Bug.
Hex was
female Mandy.
Hex was in the middle of a shill, Rex.
Happens all the time.
I no respect for the black man.
That's right. The 18th, isn't it? That you're going to close it out?
Yep.
See, I knew that, Doc. I
good.
knew he was closing out the 18th.
That's 7 days from now,
good
guys.
riddance.
I know your last chance to get Nephilim Squadron, the first chapter. It's very limited. I would say everything in CG is limited.
Hex, do you like me? Do you get tired of talking about the same book? You're ready to move on and do the next thing and get it out.
Speaking on books,
yeah.
I want to go ahead and share my screen. If you let's go ahead and give some Super Dead 2 some love since Mandy's in the chat.
Oh,
okay.
Where is it? Right here. All right, go and share my screen. I'm sharing it right now. Yep.
My dog's
Super Dead 2.
Only on Choppy Ass Theater.
That's Nephilim Squadron. So since Hex went first, I guess we better show that.
Hex is first, so we'll show that. Then we'll get Mandy and Pete.
I think we should play both of my videos since it's the last time you'll ever see them again.
Yeah.
I love that flip.
That's so cool. Awesome.
Hey, Hojo.
You know, when you get your digital proofs, you can do that, but I didn't know you could get it out there like that.
Yeah, it's a paid program.
Nice. Go with your badass Hex.
Today.
You go with your badass, sir.
Yes.
You go away.
You're going out.
I will be going away.
Ready for the next thing. What is next, Hex?
Super Dead. We got hold on. What's the next, Hex?
Super Dead is next.
Super Dead. Okay. Go and share my screen, Rex.
Okay, I thought he had another video. Hex
don't you have another video?
Right, we can spread them out.
Okay.
All right.
Do that. Super Dead, everybody. Yes. It's back at $9,550, 153 backers.
Dead.
1,910% funded. The story continues. Super Dead will forever tie into Gymshark. 25 more days remaining. Back this book.
Nice.
Back it now. All 4 books for 100. And
4 books,
it goes
100.
Super Dead issue 2. Wow, look at that. Nice skull dripping.
Yep. Completely
Let's
left
go
it
ahead and
off one of the
I'm going to
covers.
play this glorious video here.
So I feel when I wake up, Pete. I don't know about you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Only on Choppy Ass Theater.
The dynamic duo. Look at that.
48 horrific pages.
Remind me I'm golden, the fortress above the sun. Like, don't you spend nowhere with me. Follow the river and the path of the ones that on the shore. Forever I can't find. Struggling in the world undefined or decide.
yeah. Can't wait. Back when I get paid too. Damn.
Back in today.
Now, Peter, do you do logo work? Did you do the logo to Super Dead? Or
Yep. Did
okay.
yeah. Did the logo
Nice.
for Super Dad and Gem Shark and yeah.
Now you've been working. Did you work on Wart the Wizard?
I did. So when Mandy did the first one, I did one of the covers for it. Did the main cover, and then we re-released it. I redrew the whole thing. I redrew book 1, and then I did book 2, and we did a campaign with both of those. So yeah, worked on plenty of Wart the Wizard. That was like 100.
Was that your first crowdfunding that you had done?
The first crowdfunding I did was with Wyatt Holiday. We did Rocket Gal and the Mole Men of Mars.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
that's cool.
That was a great looking book.
That's cool.
And then the first full book I did with Mandy was Super Dead 1. Then I think after Super Dead 1 we did the Wart the Wizard thing.
Okay.
Then we did Jack the Ripper 1. And then Jack the Ripper 2, straight into 2.
Yeah.
That was 2.5 years of drawing Jack the Ripper.
Damn.
Or 2 years rather. Yeah. And now we're on to bit of a break, Super Dead 2, and then who knows what we're doing next. But now, we've got more Jack the Ripper to do, we've got more Wart the Wizard. Yeah.
Now Jack the Ripper, of course, went on a rampage in the UK, killing some women, right? So
he did.
It's kind of a mystery of who he really was. They never kind of unsolved mystery. Have you done some research for that into his past?
Just a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much everything in the books is research and accurate. So even like there's a chase scene towards the end of the first book, and so I've got a map of London. And I plotted out what the route was, where they were going to. Right, they need to get to the docks here, and they're starting from here, and this is where the last victim was killed. And so I worked it all out, and then I went onto Google Street Map, found the exact spots for. Yeah, found the spots for where the different panels were going to be set and whatever, and then kind of had to retroactively like age everything back to Victorian times. A lot of work. Because there's not a lot of photos and stuff that exist of all these places back then. There's like a couple of famous bits and pieces from the locations where Jack had his victims, but aside from that,
now was Scotland Yard up and running at the time of Jack the Ripper?
Everything was kind of starting off then, round about then. So there was like H Division, who were like looking into the Ripper stuff, and obviously we brought in a sort of Pinkerton agent from America. He came over and joined in with it, and you've got to have a little bit of fantasy in there. You've got some leeway to do stuff.
Yeah, baby.
But yeah. The research. I mean, I was researching stuff like dresses. Was this dress right for the time? Is this right? What did this street look like? I mean, there was cars, but how many cars would there be cars on the street? No, not really, because no one could afford them. And then, of course, the second book we go to Paris, and it's the World Fair in Paris. And did this thing exist? Did this thing not exist? Looking at all these researching all these crazy things that were invented. The World's Fair. What's his name? Was it Buffalo Bill with his Wild West show? He was there. There's an infamous party where I think it was one of the Russian queens, Thomas Edison, some Indian guru dude, and Wild Bill and a couple of his Native American buddies all had a party together at the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a super group. That's what that is.
I mean, not in the book, but it's good stuff to look at and read about. And
yeah.
You fall down a rabbit hole of like reading stuff that's got nothing to do with what you're supposed to be doing. But plus, I had a lot. For the first book, I had to research Victorian era prostitutes.
Well, I know one person that does. He loves noir. He loves to do research for his books. And let's take a look at that real quick.
Oh, I appreciate that, Rex.
I believe on the 4 o'clock shadow today, we're going to have Kami Mark on. So check that out.
I've got to go, guys. I got invited to come on a stream where someone's unboxing some Pariah stuff. So I'm going to jump over there.
Nice. Yes. Check that out. Good to see
Doc,
you again, Doc.
Thanks for coming on. Happy Veterans Day to you, sir.
Thank you.
Old Navy guy here. Very dapper in his white Navy hat.
Hey, Kerry.
All right. Take care, everybody. Rex, thanks for having me on. Pete, great to meet you, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Carol.
Peace out, everybody.
Whatever. Bye, Doc. She says.
Whatever. Never once asked me to do a cover for him.
Really?
Huh. Yeah. Well, I will ask you to do a cover for him.
Yeah.
I'm not shy.
Damn right.
I did. I don't know. I think people think I'm just working on our stuff all the time and I don't do anything else.
Right. Yeah.
Available all the time.
Do you like sci-fi horror?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did actually start drawing a book because I was bored. We were in between books with Mandy, and I started drawing a sci-fi kind of horror kind of.
I could see Peter drawing the modern day Mummy. See what his take on it is. Yeah.
Well, I would think that he's more like a John Carpenter, The Thing type guy.
Yeah. Could be.
Either. Absolutely fine. Yeah. I have drawn The Thing before. It was a while ago.
One of my favorites that actually had a good remake was Body Snatchers. Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Horror remakes are either hit or miss. So.
I was replaced years ago, actually.
The remake of The Thing, that last one they did was awful. Don't do CGI. Please don't do CGI.
Yeah.
Carol says, I will trade you Rice Krispies and a rock for a cover for a book.
Rice Krispies and a rock. What kind of rock?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Very
now, Peter, do you like now they have Cadbury chocolate over there, don't they?
We do.
Yeah.
Although they recently changed it. They got bought out by Nestle.
Oh
yeah.
And they changed the recipe. They used to do really, really good dark chocolate. So no milk in it at all. But for some weird reason, because people don't tend to like it as much as milk chocolate, they put milk in the plain chocolate. What the hell?
It's gross.
Yeah. Dark chocolate, actually, a little Hershey square, not very much of it. If the cocoa, it's a good quality dark chocolate. I've been taking that for years, like medicine and a treat every day. It reduces your chance of heart problems by 50% if you eat a little dark chocolate every day. It's actually pretty good for you.
I'm a huge fan of like 80%, 85% cocoa chocolate, like the really.
Oh wow, you really like it bitter.
Yeah, the stuff that you put a piece in your mouth and your mouth just shrivels.
Now I have to, if I do it that way, I have some 87% or something like that, 89, I don't know, in there. It's real bitter, but I will usually take a dip of peanut butter with it to sweeten it up a little bit.
Oh,
where it's not so bitter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm a sucker for punishment, so I'll Yeah. Hence why when I draw stuff, I could draw stuff simply, and I do think to myself sometimes, why don't you just simplify your art style? I could do doing Walk the Wizard. I was doing like from pencils to coloured and lettered. I was doing 2 pages a day.
Wow.
You know. But Jack the Ripper and Super Dad, it's like you're talking.
You do your own inks, and do you do that digitally, or do you do it traditionally, or both?
It depends. Depends what mood I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to pencil traditionally, and then I'll ink digitally because I don't want to ruin my lovely pencils.
Yeah.
And if I screw up while I'm inking over the pencils, I would, that's 3 or 4 days work gone.
A good inker, though, is worth his weight in gold, isn't he? Hey, Past Master Dan.
Yeah, it is.
Rick's probably puts peanut butter on his nanners. Yeah, I don't eat a lot of nanners. Jack the Ripper stuff fascinates me, Carrie says.
Yeah.
She's in the UK, by the way. Carrie is.
Oh,
yeah, she is.
Cool.
Yeah, we get a big UK crowd over here. Carrie's
early stream time. That's what it is.
Well, this is the Rex Hex and Apex show. Of course, it's usually 10 p.m. when I start my daily show. So that's kind of late for the UK, but Carrie's a trooper. And
I've done my fair share.
I'll be on at midnight, by the way. Midnight Central.
So it's tonight's broadcast midnight?
Midnight, yeah. It's going to be midnight.
Okay.
I'm working. So I get off at 11, so it's going to be midnight.
So okay. All right. Yeah. I'll be there.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's I don't know if I know Peter dropped me some files here.
I mean it's all that. It's pretty much all the stuff that's on the campaign page, but bigger and prettier.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So
stronger, faster.
Faster.
Sounds like the Bionic Man.
I'm surprised you can't hear this dog panting right by the side of me.
I hear a little squeal. Yeah.
Peter, what type of dog do you have?
Well, this one's the Labrador Shar-Pei cross, and the other one, the one that's downstairs, you might hear occasionally barking, is a Mastiff, Bull Mastiff. So huge, big bulldog head and the size of a horse. And the little one bullies the big one.
Carrie says Peter sounds like a Yorkshire man. Stoke-on-Trent, in the middle. Yeah. Not quite Yorkshire. Now, I guess you create your own creatures and own monsters and stuff like that. Do you like to do that? Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of what I do. Sundays are my day for just doodling. Even, take the day off, but I'm still drawing stuff.
You're still drawing, yeah.
Watching TV and scribbling on bits of paper, yeah. And then wish I'd drawn it on Bristol board because it's really good. Now I can't sell it because it's on crappy printer paper.
Now, do you do an intensive? Do you sit down and you draw like Luke Stone? He says he draws 15 hours a day. I'm like, what?
Yeah. A long day would be maybe 20 hours. And then sleep for 4. I mean, like while I was drawing Jack the Ripper, I would literally work 20 hours, sleep for 4 hours, get straight up again, start drawing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you Superman. Dun, 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 dun. 20 hours? You're crazier than I am.
Well, I mean, it's a case of once you start going, In fact, the sleep is the annoying bit because you have to.
Well, a lot of the motivation is the material, right? If you're really into it, it's hard to stop sometimes, isn't it?
That's one of the things that I like about doing Super Dead is because with the Jack the Ripper stuff, it's got to be right for the time and all that stuff and all the research and whatever. Super Dead, not so much, and I get to draw just insane shit. Where it's got to be kind of toned back a bit for the Jack the Ripper stuff because it's based in reality and. It's Super Dead. It's the amount of blood and guts and fantastic action. There's way more action going on. It's a more action-based kind of superhero-y, but with monsters and guts.
Here's an idea for DC. Have a zombie Superman, like a 6-issue limited series. That'd sell like hotcakes. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, they did that deceased thing.
Oh, they did the vampires. Or yeah, the deceased.
Yeah. They did that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's, well, to be honest, knowing DC and Marvel and whatever, they'll do one called Super. Not Dead. No. Yeah. Something else, but very much the same. And then they'll do Jack the Ripper. They'll do Jack the Ripper, Monster Hunter.
Yeah. He'll have coffee with his friends for 15 pages.
Now, Mandy was early on went with her own website, didn't she?
Yeah. Stuntmancomics.com.
Sort of
I have it up by the way. Yeah.
A trendsetter.
We've got so we've got stuntmancomics.com, and then there's Comics Avalon, which is like the merchandising side.
Let me refresh that screen. Oh, where's the refresher? Yeah. Take on it. Oh, it is. So it's sold any.
Well, it's up to you to show the stuff. Okay, here's
here we go. Super Dead. That issue 2. Look at that. We already showed the video. Yeah, Super Dead scheduled to ship September 2024. Now taking pre-launch orders for the next 60 days. Created by Mandy Summers and Peter Gilmore. 48-page full color.
People say, why is it so far off? Because I've got to draw the thing. You know?
Yeah, right.
This stuff isn't quick.
A badass cover, by the way. Wow.
Yeah. Cover 8 of Devour. There's a skull.
How long did it take you to draw that?
I think that was 2 days, maybe. I think 2 days to do the pencils, and then a day and a half doing the inks and the colors, maybe.
Are you a big zombie guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Love anything gnarly, anything messed up. Yeah.
Did you like the stop motion Ray Harryhausen stuff?
Loved it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think I'm going up. There's an exhibition up in Scotland of all that stuff at the moment, where they've got a lot of the original models and
so that would be great.
I am tempted to go up there. Very tempted to go up and see that.
I would be too. Now, you being over in the UK, and I'm a big. I wasn't always. 8 years ago, I started with Doctor Who. Did you hide behind the couch like a lot of people did?
When I was very, very young, yeah. The one that scared me the most, the thing that scared me the most was the Sea Devils.
Oh,
the Sea Devils back in the day, I don't know what it was about them. They freaked me out as a child. Everything else fine, absolutely fine with everything else, but the Sea Devils scared the hell out of me. I think it was the big buggy eyes and I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I did not like them at all. I mean, I sat and watched Doctor Who still with them on, but occasionally hiding.
Sea Devils reminds me of something out of Outer Limits, the black and white, and the scare factor of that one. Yeah.
All right, now I think you can see this, right?
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. This is
Every one of those that you sent me, I think. Okay. Yeah. No. Every one of those you sent me, I have to download.
I mean, you could just go to the page with them all on.
Just show.
And share that screen.
I'm technically challenged, Peter. I'm older than you.
Just go to the Google Drive, click on one of the images, click on the first image, and then just share that. And then you should just be able to scroll through the images.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
it says connect with more apps, so we'll see if I'll work on that. It's hard to do a show and work all that out.
Okay.
But
well, they're all. If you
what's your favorite horror movie of all time? I would say Stranded on a Desert Island. I would have to go with King Kong because Kong Island, the original Kong Island, black and white, pre-code horror movie. There was something mysterious about it. I couldn't wait till they got to the dinosaurs, to the Stegosaurus. Of course, they based that on an artist's work, Doray's work. And they
Gustav
used
Doré,
it
yeah,
in
yeah,
the.
yeah.
They used that same set with the same actress, right? Fay Ray in Most Dangerous Game at the time.
But you mentioned Gustav Doré. I'm like a huge Gustav Doré fan. His work. He did a book. He came over to London, and did, obviously back in the Victorian time, so it was like perfect for what I wanted. But he did an entire book just going around drawing like the slums and like where all the poor people live. I mean, he did some of the nicer bits of London, but yeah, fantastic book. Gustav
Apex,
Doré.
will you stop screen on that, and then that'll make more room for me.
Oh, stop screen. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, on the campaign there, and I can definitely bring up just her website too.
But yeah, my favorite horror film is American Werewolf in London.
Oh yeah, the transformation. Man. I'm a pepper. You're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? The main actors in that, I knew him as the Dr. Pepper guy on commercials.
Oh right,
here in America.
Yeah. Well, he kind of vanished after
him.
American Werewolf, you know,
because he David Houghton.
Yeah, didn't really need to make any more money after doing that movie.
Well, you can't say fellow Britishers because she's female, but we don't distinguish around here often. But yeah, she's over in England with you. Hen is.
American Werewolf's got the horror. It's got some really good gory effects. The werewolf. It's got comedy. Everything. You know, love it.
Well, that's something we haven't talked about. Horror movies need to kind of pace out the beats, right? It needs a little horror to break the tension. I mean, a little comedy to break the tension, doesn't it?
Yeah. It'd be too much. Plus, if it was just pure horror all the way through, imagine how much you've got to ramp it up for each scene. By the end of it, I don't know what you're doing. It's something like something
like
truly.
I like those orc creatures from the SS. That machine gun.
Oh yeah.
That was crazy.
The kind of Nazi werewolf things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who did the skull with the kiss on the skull and the Stuntman Comics logo? Was that you, Peter?
Oh, that was Mandy's design, and then the little one you can see.
Okay.
You know, the one over the Gem Shock thing there. That's me, just redrawing it. But
there's the John Malin cover. Of course, we have Gem Shock there by Del Keown as well cover. Nice. Wonderful Jack the Ripper there. I mean, with the oval frame and everything.
Oh, it's awesome.
That's something you don't see in comics very much. I have a Gray Morrow production piece that uses an oval for the. In fact,
to be honest, it's completely because I love Frankenstein Alive, you know, Wrightson. And he did that. They did that on the covers of those. So
there's Rocket Gal and the Mole Men. That looked like Ant from Mars. That's wonderful looking project.
I remember that. Yeah. Looks fun.
Yeah, I got to admit, some of the anatomy might be a little bit off in that one. I was learning or trying to figure stuff out. You know, still not learning, but yeah, it was the first sort of full book I'd drawn, so. That was a surprise, going from just doing illustration and graphics and design and stuff like that to sequential art. It's like,
well, what is your background? Did you do some design in college or high school?
Yeah, well, I did art school and all that stuff early on, and then it was impossible to get into comics in the UK. Really, the only avenue was you had to kind of go into 2000 AD and stuff like that.
Well,
and the chances of getting work at 2000 AD were.
I know American comics are reprinted over there. Maybe a couple, like the reprint stuff from Marvel, DC stuff are like come out like a couple years later. And early on in the days, I know that I didn't know this. I learned this last year. A lot of ships would use bundled up comics in their hold of their ship for ballast. And then when they would reach their destination, say the UK, they would take those comics and sell them on the secondary market. And that's where you got a lot of your comics from. Was ships using comics and other magazines for ballast. That's incredible.
That's pretty much where I got my first American comics from. Yeah, that kind of thing. There'd be a little cardboard box in the back of a store somewhere, and you'd be like, "Oh, what's in there?" I think the first two books I bought were, one was Power Fist and Iron Fist and Power Man. Sorry, yeah, and the other one was the Batman. It was the first appearance of the Man-Bat.
Oh yeah.
Because being into horror, I saw the cover of that. I'm like, yes, I need that.
Well,
and Batman looks very different because the only Batman we have.
What I was talking about right there. You don't see very many ovals. For a cover.
That is cool.
It almost looks like it was done by Gray Morrow and grease pencil. It's almost like a gray tone cover.
Very possibly, yeah.
A little bit of charcoal has that look to it.
Yeah, it has a broken look to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't see the oval device used a lot on covers.
No, not at all. And it should. Well, no, don't. Let me just do those. Everyone else can stick to their crazy 90s stuff. He says as he's just drawn the covers for Super Dead.
I'll try and pick out some horror covers for you to look at.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got.
I'm very, very particular about my horror and my comics.
Now, when you say particular, what do you mean?
There's just certain things I like, certain things just don't work. For me, anyway. I mean, I've seen there's been a few horror books that have come out around Comicsgate and all that kind of stuff, and I've seen the black and white art, and I've been like, "Wow, that's awesome! I'm going to get that." And then it's like, "Oh, we've coloured it," and it's like, "Oh, no. Why did you do that?" And it's that.
It's kind of noir, Noir doesn't need.
Yeah, looks fantastic in black and white, and then you go and put all these bright colours over it, and it's like, oh.
All right.
Don't do that. And I'm not going to say who did it, but shame on you. Don't do that.
Captain Nunchucks is here. Hey, old panel. Mandy sent us here. Oh, thanks.
Hey there.
Well, one of my favorite artists is Luis Dominguez, and I did not know. Hey, Captain Nunchucks. I did not know that this was Swamp Thing number 11, right after Bernie Wrightson. So he got the honor of doing the first Swamp Thing cover after Bernie. Just love the fog and the detail that he put into that,
Oh, man.
It was kind of a semi-horror book, wasn't it? Swamp Thing.
Well, yeah. It's nothing beats Bernie. And I'll fight anyone who says otherwise.
That's Nick Cardy.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Huge fan of like all the old EC comics and all that stuff. Really good.
Right.
Yeah.
Bernie.
Although I do find a lot of like Bernie's stuff, the inks and stuff, fantastic. But again, they slap color on it and it just loses something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm a sucker for black and white. And it's also why I colour my own stuff, because I've only got myself to blame then if it's wrong. If it's bad.
Well,
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
I think people have been responding to it fairly well.
Yeah.
I
mean, some of the stuff that's in
she hasn't fired you for another artist, so that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Something must be working out.
Hell yeah.
Must be, yeah.
There's a werewolf cover, but you don't really get to see what she's seeing there because the logo covers up his face.
Yeah. Genius.
See him.
That's Nick Cardy.
This is another reason.
Mysterious. She
This
says
is
what's
another
happening.
reason why I do my own lettering and I do the covers and everything myself. So if anything gets hidden or covered up, it's my own fault.
I'm a big fan of Creature of the Black Lagoon too. So all these horror ones that had like the claws or you know,
so cool.
like here,
Taxi
Driver there.
It's a very common theme to the hand, the clawed hand.
Mm-hmm. And if you want it in black and white, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that.
I mean, there is something about this is a silver print. This is all part of the printing process. Nick Hardy, I think, probably drew himself into that one. Artist at the desk. Have you ever considered doing something like this, Peter, where you depict yourself drawing? And
I did get commissioned to do a self-portrait not long ago. If you follow a guy called Tom Tuttle on Twitter, he commissioned a bunch of artists to do self-portraits. So Ethan Van Sciver did one. I think Donald DeLay did one. 6 a.m. Comics, do you know him? He did one. I did one. I can't remember who else. I'm probably a complete asshole for forgetting all the other people. But yeah, that was fun to do. Yeah, first time I've been asked to draw myself.
Well, that kind of came in vogue, didn't it? With Rembrandt and Vincent Van Gogh. And Van Gogh.
Yeah, I've studied all those guys back in art school.
Why horror comics? Why is that kind of your bent?
Why not? Who doesn't want to draw, big scary monsters and blood and guts and beautiful women?
Oh, you like the sort of the you can go in any direction with it?
Yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah. This is plus I like doing the detailed stuff, and it just lends itself to that really well. Getting to draw tentacles and things dripping and good.
Here's probably my favorite Luis Dominguez piece, which he's a Filipino artist, I believe. A Weird War Tales.
That's cool.
With the Phantom Bomber and I think that's your grandfather up there in the tail gun.
Could well be. Could well be.
Yeah. Here's a file copy there of Witching Hour.
Oh, that's sweet.
Nice.
Not Fright.
Yeah, not to be confused with Fright Night.
Not to be confused with Fright Night, exactly.
For
that
legal
was actually
purposes.
A pretty good movie.
That is a great movie.
Yeah.
I have to rewatch that. Damn.
But Mike Barron said comics is probably the worst thing to do horror because it's not really scary.
You see, I still maintain that it's impossible to actually scare someone with a comic. I'm trying.
I've been scared by Bernie Wrightson art when I was a kid. I mean, I think he drew either him. I can't remember what artist. But he did one of the horror hosts, one of those haunted comics. I mean, the one with the eyeglasses on and it drips over his nose, and he looked all weird and stuff. I was like,
I mean, you can creep people out and you can shock them, but actually scaring them.
Yeah, good luck.
Easier with movies because you've got, you can build up suspense. You've got the music and all that kind of stuff. And
right.
Yeah. Not very easy with comics.
I contend that silent movies, because you're sitting there in the dark with no sound, like Nosferatu is one of the scariest vampire movies, I think, with the German expressionism. That's the shadows and everything. And just the look of the rat, like the plague. I know that was, intentional to make him look more rat-like. There was a big stigma.
I love all that, all those old black and white movies, just with the really stark lighting and which you can probably see in a lot of the artwork I do. But go back to the source. Go back to the original stuff.
I have a book on how to draw noir. Do you consult stuff like that?
No.
You don't?
No. I don't even really look at other comic artists. Apart from, I mean, Wrightson, because I can look at that stuff and see something new every time and be like, God damn it.
What about Kelly? He's kind of rottenish. How about Kelly?
Oh, yeah, Kelly Jones.
Kelly Jones stuff.
Like his stuff. Not on the same level as Wrightson, but he did a good. Oh, I'm going to get in trouble now. He did a good job finishing off Frankenstein Alive. Yeah, but I can tell the difference. Like it's, and that's not knocking Kelly Jones at all. He's fantastic, but it's like you get to that fourth chapter, and it's like when Wrightson's pencils run out. Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
His finger slipped
out again. Oopsie. Dang.
There you go.
Yeah, that fourth chapter of Frankenstein Alive. It's the first few pages of it are going from Wrightson's pencils and stuff.
Yeah.
And then when it stops being that, I don't know how much there was for Kelly to work from, but I don't know. I can tell the difference. It's quite stark.
I'm sorry.
But that's not like I said, not knocking Kelly Jones at all.
Yeah, Kelly Jones has a new book out with Matt Wagner with the new Dracula or vampire book, right, on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Nick Cardy, he always added children and their reactions to work. You can see a lot of children in a lot of his covers. And Gray Tone, this is the sinking of the Titanic.
I don't remember that ghosty thing being in the movie.
Right. Yeah.
Might have made it more interesting.
Another Luis Dominguez. This is kind of a partial Gray Tone cover. Which that was kind of phased out. Actually, Jack Adler brought that into comics, and he's the one that saved all these production pieces. Otherwise, they'd be shredded and destroyed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even original art was destroyed up until the early 80s. It just wasn't seen as valuable. And
no.
Anything pre-1982 is pretty rare,
Damn.
There's probably some guy from wherever they scanned all this stuff in and got it. There's probably some guy that's got a garage full, of stuff that he just took home because it's like, I can't destroy this. Let's just.
Hell no.
So it's probably all in boxes somewhere, and slightly damp.
We can only hope. We can only hope. Yeah.
There's probably. I mean, to be honest, I don't keep everything.
I heard that Marvel has a big giant storage unit somewhere in New York. They keep a lot of the old original art there. People like Jim Steranko has dived into that art bank and grabbed his stuff and took off.
Yeah, don't blame him.
I don't blame him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I wouldn't want Marvel keeping it.
Hell no. Right?
God no. They'll just change it all.
I'm drawing a blank. Who used to paint the lily pads in his back? The oil painter and the impressionist.
Monet.
Monet.
Yeah, Monet. They actually, when I went to college, they actually had an original Monet hanging in the art annex, and once we pointed it out, they removed it. Anybody could just have walked in. I could have walked in, took it off and left, and probably nobody would have ever missed it.
Yeah.
I could have retired, but Mr. Honesty here,
Yeah.
So the dean probably retired the next year.
Yeah.
I never know what happened to that painting, but it, they took it off the wall after we mentioned that this is an original Monet.
Yeah. When I was
I
at
couldn't
art
believe
school,
it was hanging there, that nobody even noticed it.
When I was at art school, they didn't really like me very much because I was into comics.
Yeah.
We had, one day they said to us, when you come in tomorrow, bring like a picture of a piece of artwork that you really appreciate and really love. And I think I took Watchmen in. Might have been Watchmen. Something like that, anyway.
You knew artists like Alan Davis and Brian Bolland and Alan Moore's writing, and you knew a lot of these British artists and writers long before we did. It wasn't until the direct market in the 80s that I ever saw Brian Bolland do like Camelot 3000 or like Dave Gibbons on Green Lantern, or his work on Watchmen, like you.
Well, I kind of got to know a lot of those guys first off through the old horror magazines. Hammer Horror magazine would have 2 or 3 like cartoon strip stories in it, so like 2 or 3 page stories.
My first Marvel thing was in 1974, I think, Vampire Tales #5, and it had like Val Merrick, which I really like. He later went on to do like The Living Mummy in suspense thrillers. I really like that stuff. Had a Dick Garagano vampire story. Of course, it had a photo section of like Count Morga and other horror movies at the time. Had a shot or 2 of Vincent Price in it.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what the Hammer magazine was. It was because obviously there was no internet, and you didn't really see much about horror in magazines. There was no, even back then, there wasn't anything like Fangoria or those like horror magazines about.
Are you a big Poe fan?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They adapted a lot of his. I just noticed that they released for the first time The Raven on Blu-ray.
Yeah. A lot of the old comics is all based on like his stuff. I mean, Wrightson did a lot of that stuff.
Pit and the Pendulum and all those sort of.
Yeah. Poe, Lovecraft. Yeah. Sign me up.
Yeah, I mean, horror. If you think about Hammer horror, that was the first time we did see stuff in. I'm like you. I like the black and white and grays. I think it's more effective with horror. But with Hammer, you got to see it in color for the very first time.
Yeah.
The actual blood on Christopher Lee's face and stuff.
Always used to annoy me though, even with the Universal stuff and the Hammer stuff. Like they do Dracula, and it's like, did you read the book? There's nothing like what? What's this? And they change the names of people and more.
What do you think about Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein?
I mean, that's fantastic. It's a shame it wasn't a full-on graphic novel, but then again, it'd be what, God knows how many pages.
Was it ever completed?
It was on. Frankenstein was only ever selected illustrations for the book. It wasn't. But Frankenstein Alive was the last thing he did. That was where he died before finishing that final chapter. So Kelly Jones took over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
is just like being handpicked by Bernie Wrightson to finish his book, finish his masterwork that he'd always wanted to do.
Yeah.
That being handpicked is just like, fantastic.
Who would you say that? I mean, a lot of artists started out, in the early Bronze Age. They were like, draw like Jack Kirby, or like John Romita Sr. was when he took over Spider-Man from Steve Ditko. They said, draw like Steve Ditko. That was a thing back then. Not so much now, but you had like Bill Sienkiewicz. He was like, or Mike Nasser. They were like Neil Adams. A lot of the Bernie, there was a lot of Kirby copies, right? There was Barry Windsor Smith. There was Rich Buckler. A lot of these people started out looking like Kirby. Even Jim Steranko adopted a lot of the stuff and then kind of morphed into their own style.
Yeah.
Who would you say that you kind of started out and you morphed into your own style?
Well, because I kind of come more from illustration. So I would always be looking at People like, I mean, to name an artist, H.R. Geiger. I'd look at his stuff. Salvador Dali. I'd look at his stuff. All the old illustrations from sort of Alice in Wonderland, and then do you remember the fighting fantasy books, the old Steve Jackson, Ian Livingstone books? Those would have, and even old D&D books that have those little black and white illustrations in them.
Right.
So that's the stuff I would look at. And then like the stuff from the old Hammer magazine.
Kid, I'm glad you brought up Alice in Wonderland. It was so strange. It kind of scared me.
That's the thing about it. Yeah, it's a kid story, but it's a bit creepy.
And the witch in the Wizard of Oz used to scare me.
Well, yeah. I mean, the original book of the Wizard of Oz is brutal.
Yeah.
It's a kid's book, but there's...
Are you? I'm a silent film. I like watching some silent films when I can lay my hands on them, and I have pursued certain things. Of course, I'm a huge Charlie Chaplin fan, so thank you for giving us Charlie Chaplin, the Beatles, and so many other famous people.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Speaking
of
Charlie
Chaplin, but you're welcome.
I did do some stuff for Charlie's London's book about his life. So I did a few covers for that and bits and pieces as well.
Yeah.
I was going to go to
I enjoyed that, by the way.
Free meal for veterans. Golden Corral.
Today.
Are you talking to your dog? I've never seen him talk to anybody else when he's on.
Yeah, I'm like, what? He lives with somebody? I didn't know.
Who's in
all
your
these
house?
years?
I've never seen Apex talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's your mother. Okay. Well, tell your mother.
Yeah, I don't try and look at other comments.
Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. I try not to look at other comic artists because then you end up drawing like them.
Right.
There's a few. There's a few that I do. I look at Wrighton. I look at Dale Keown stuff.
Oh, I know. Oh,
he's
so good.
Is it trial and error? Is it trial and error, Peter? That and a little bit of knowledge?
Yeah, I mean, so what I'll tend to do is if I do find an artist, a comic artist I really like and appreciate, I'll find out who their influences were.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even who influenced those I kind of like to look back and see where different things are coming from. And then, like I say, old illustrations, Gustav Dor's stuff. Really love. I mean, I love Geiger's stuff, but like his later stuff towards the end, he stopped because he used to do all the big paintings and whatnot. And use airbrush and all this kind of stuff going on.
Right.
Towards the end, he was just getting a piece of paper and a marker pen, and it's fantastic.
Have you ever done airbrush stuff, Peter? I've not really talked a lot about airbrushing, but
back in the day, I did I'd airbrush on cars and stuff for people and guitars and motorbikes and done all that stuff. In fact, I think the first paid gig regular gig I had was painting the backs of leather jackets for metalheads.
Oh, wow.
Started Looks doing like that, and I had sold out of a lot of first editions or certain artwork over here. Things.
Yeah. Pretty much all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. To be honest, I haven't looked on that page for a while. I didn't know we'd sold out of all that stuff.
Now you do. I guess you did the limited remarks here on the Jack the Ripper.
No, that's Mandy drawing.
Oh, is that Mandy? Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever been called upon to do remark stuff on covers?
It's kind of hard to do with me being in the UK. It's because Mandy's got to ship the stuff to me, and then I'd have to ship it back. And by the time the person got it at the end, we'd have to charge them so much money.
Right.
Oh, wow.
But now you tout yourself as the #1 selling UK artist, right?
Number one crowdfunding.
In
crowdfunding.
The
#1 UK artist.
Right.
That's pretty good.
Well, I was.
Who's your main competition over there? I mean, as far as would it be Merry Boys? Maybe Merry Boys. They've done well.
Yeah, I mean, there's the other guys in Comicsgate, but aside from those, it's like people like Joe Glass. They crowdfund.
I know Russ Leach is over there. Russ Leach,
yeah,
you
Russ Leach.
familiar with him?
Well,
Only Death Can Save Us.
I was quite happy to whoop Joe Glass's ass in sales and stuff for the last few years. So that's good. That's good.
Is it the old Warren and Curtis magazines like Marvel used to put out in the early 70s, the Bronze Age sensibility that you're trying to do? Or is it just you're trying to do your own thing?
I'm just doing my own thing.
Yeah.
When I get a script from Mandy, I'll obviously, I draw what's in the script, but I do like to embellish. And I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure she must get mad at me sometimes.
I noticed one of your posts. You said, "Why do I do this to myself?" Because there was so much detail.
Because she'll have something written, and I'll be like, "Oh, it'd be cool if it had all this in it as well, though."
Mm-hmm.
So I like triple the amount of work I've got to do. But once it's in my head, and I know it could be better, and it could be whatever, I kind of have to do it.
Yeah.
Because then I'd trick myself.
If you're doing something for yourself, like on a Sunday, right? Then that's kind of different than doing it for a client, right? You want because your reputation's kind of on, and it's going to be reproduced.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't make any difference to me. It's all. I give it all the same amount of attention and detail, and I can't half-ass a job. Can't do it. Can't bring myself to do it at all. I've tried. I've drawn pages in books and sort of wimped out on the backgrounds. It's like it doesn't really need so much going on. And then I've always gone back and just no, let's put some background in. Don't be a dick. we do need 300 zombies there, or all the leaves on that tree, and yeah.
Is there a Peter Gilmore secret project?
No.
Something you're working on in the background?
No. Yes. Well, the stuff. It's like with Jack the Ripper. When we started doing that, I kind of drew a bunch of pages before I took them to Mandy.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing full well that if she didn't want to do it, I would just keep drawing it in my spare moments until there was a full book there,
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of do that.
Was that kind of in the okay? I like how this is the look of it, the style of it. That she was kind of approving the direction the book was going in.
It's normally just a case I show her stuff, and she's either that's badass, let's do that, or we've got other stuff to do.
What does Mandy like? Would you say you've known her for a long time?
Still in the chat.
Well, I don't know if she is or not. She hasn't chimed in for a minute, but she sent Captain Nunchucks over here and some other people.
She's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's insane. I've known her for a long time now, so she'll if she's frustrated or annoyed about something, I'll hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just really good friends.
There's a big chasm in Wart the Wizard, which is more fantasy, right? And it's just the drawing style of that, and then say Jack the Ripper.
Yeah. I mean, I do like to take a break from. Wart the Wizard is a great palette cleanser. After you've been doing like pages that take 4 days to draw,
right?
To go into doing this, it's more light-hearted, it's fun, it's silly, it's more cartoony. Although, we're going to be doing Wart the Wizard Book 3 soon-ish after Super Dead, so might find that it's a little bit more detailed.
But do you have a favorite British artist beside yourself?
At the moment, I would say Carl Stefan, who does the Mary Boys comics. Love that stuff. Really, really love it. And there's a guy who pops up every now and then with the UK crowd, the CG UK crowd, called Peephole Circus. He's got a book coming out soon, like an art book sort of thing. I think he's doing a comic as well, and his just wild. and nothing like the stuff I draw at all.
Well, you know, I like Brian Bolland. He's got a real clean style, what I'd call a clean style. Although, howbeit, it may be a little bit more realistic, a little bit more detailed. But I also like the scratchy, grungy stuff.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I do stuff like that. Just no one ever sees it.
Well, let's say a Sean Gordon Murphy. You know, where it looks a little unfinished.
Yeah, I quite like Bisley, Simon Bisley stuff.
Yeah,
especially from back in the day when he did Judgment on Gotham. So Batman and Judge Dredd, that was fantastic.
Right, I like
still one of my favorite
Swamp Thing.
Yeah,
and he also did The Tyrant, which was like a comic with dinosaurs.
It's I kind of like that. I like stuff that's different. And there's nothing wrong with like a normal kind. I don't know if that's the right phrase. A normal kind of comic style, but I like something. I don't know, something more.
Have you done drawing? Have you drawn dinosaurs?
Yeah. One of the side projects that I do. I probably do a page every 6 months. Is Mandy's Hardcore Pornosaur book.
Yeah. I want to see that. Definitely. Cool.
Yeah. Which is, I get to draw velociraptors and pterodactyls and velociraptors riding pterodactyls. T-Rex walking hand in hand with a beautiful woman down a sunset beach,
I guess some of CG has tapped into that little cheesecake type stuff, haven't they?
There are fans of it. I do sometimes when I do a book and someone wants to buy an original page from it, they'll be like, "It's the one with boobs."
Yeah.
No, it's the one with fantastic, beautiful art. It's a boobs. I need boobs. Yeah. Send me a picture of boobs. Boobs. Yeah, boobs and butt.
How brutal is the stuff inside Jack the Ripper?
How do you mean how brutal? Like
well, I mean graphic.
Graphic. Yeah. Well, I mean the first book had the scene where Jack's trying to figure out what vampires are, what makes them work, and what kills them. So there's a scene where he's having a conversation with the vampire woman who's like chained to the table, and all the rib cages split open, and there's guts and lungs and all kinds of shit going on. And he's just sat there chatting to her, So that's pretty gory. I did have to research a lot of grim stuff for
anatomy.
Yeah, anatomy and there's bits and pieces like when someone gets the tendon in the foot cut, and I had to look up how to do that. And
now, if Hex Allen took you to the bar and wanted to buy you a drink, what would be your drink of choice? Money's no object.
Oh, I'm a simple man. Just a beer. Just get me a beer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. A beer or
you like a dark beer?
I like any beer. I like any and all beer. Yeah.
Okay.
Depends on my mood, really.
Confirmed.
Yeah. I like beer. I like vodka. I like gin. Used to be a huge fan of whiskey, but then I kind of must have drank too much of it. When you go off things. Yeah, no, can't stand that anymore. So I've not had it in a while. I'm quite a fan of rum, dark rum. There's a brewery.
It seems to me the UK crowd likes a little darker beer than we do over here. Now we have dark beer over here, but it seems to be a preference.
I don't know. Most of the UK, I should think, drink like lager, like a light beer.
A light beer, really? Okay.
Yeah, a lot of them do. Yeah. I would say it's the most popular. Yeah. Because it's the cheapest.
Now, what is bitters? What is bitters?
Bitters, oh God. Oh, you mean like as in a pint of bitter, as in beer?
Yeah.
Or yeah. That's right, because there's something else called bitters that you put in a cocktail. That's weird stuff. bitter is it's like a darker, browner, more rich, full-bodied beer.
Yeah, more hopsy.
Which should, more hop. Yeah, it should be served at room temperature.
Yeah, I like my beer cold.
Well, yeah, that's more of a lager beer kind of thing. Yeah, which is like Budweiser and. Which I don't mind, but I prefer the original Budweiser from Czechoslovakia.
Apex, did you want to show Peter your creep character?
Yeah, I haven't seen my creep, have you, Pete?
Hey.
Somebody clip that, please. Oh, me.
The creep, 100 feet of pink perversion, bringing chaos to a metropolitan city. Licking all the girls he can see.
I know, he likes to lick women, Peter. How bizarre is that?
Don't we all? It's what look, if I was 100 feet tall, that's what I'd do.
and you're pink today, so there you go.
Yeah,
Fembat. Yeah, Fembat.
Or superhero Fembat. Yeah. Coming soon.
Look at them cones.
Tell Peter the backstory. She's a go-go dancer that was bit by a vampire.
That is correct. Back in the 1960s, she's hunting this vampire down for 50 years, but is assisted by Professor Nigel Emery and another monster hunter to help her in her quest to get her mortality back. So
Matt says, I've got a bottle of dark Kraken rum I'm killing over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, good man. Kraken rum is fucking fantastic. Yes.
Land in Monster Island. Hello. I was real ale.
Hey.
Today.
Yeah, I do enjoy the Kraken rum.
That sounds good.
Now, your campaign's closing down, Hex, of the 18th of November.
Yeah, next Saturday. Yeah.
And then what does the future bode for you?
Mm.
Can we expect the whole Nephilim Squadron book to launch?
What the next book? The next one?
The next book, yeah.
Oh, next year. I mean, in 2025.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 2025.
You're doing
I'm thinking 2 months ahead right now. I'm already
drawing,
in 2024.
inking, coloring, lettering, the whole 9 yards, right?
For the volume 1, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure about volume 2. I'm probably gonna.
It's a lot of work.
Help.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't want it to take as long next time. So
now, do you sit down, Peter? Do you work? Do you like hit it and then go away, take a break, come back, or are you pretty intensive with it?
I'm too intensive for my own good. Yeah, I have to during the day. I have to set an alarm on my phone to remind me to go to stand up and move around, or to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because once I'm into it,
now I gotta eat.
Once you're into it, you're just like water down the drain. You just keep going.
I mean, to be honest, I set an alarm, and more often than not, I just swipe it away. Like, no, working. Stop it. And then, but dogs do need they need to be let outside every now and then, or taken for a walk, or fed. Little bastards.
Hex, how do you work? Do you work in just like blocks of time? Because you're a family guy.
Oh yeah, short blocks of time whenever I get.
Sounds like me.
Can be alone.
You got to go out and walk the dog, right?
Oh yeah. Walk the dog. I got to eat, but I don't do like 20-hour stretches. I have to take breaks, otherwise the quality of the work suffers.
I'll be out walking the dogs and then hurry up, come on, I've got to get drawing. Get drawing. Come on.
Daddy's got to
draw. Walk ever.
Hex, are you a big Chinese guy? Do you like Chinese, to order Chinese?
I mean,
it doesn't look like a big Chinese guy to me.
Yeah.
I know it's
well,
just
I
it's
suspect
all
that
fuel
Hex
to
is a
me.
chameleon.
Oh, I like to show off my anime Mandy Summers. You guys want to take a look?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blow
And
me up big screen.
If you have your lightsaber, I wish you'd show your lightsaber. No pun intended. To
someone clip that.
Someone clip that as well, please.
Yeah, please somebody clip that.
It's the manga Mandy Summers, baby.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my gosh!
Twerk, baby. Since she can't come on the show, she'll be on the show right here.
Oh, good God!
Oh my God!
Well, now Mandy can come on the show anytime she wants.
She
but
can.
She had a late night broadcast, so
yes, she did.
Is that official? Is that really?
He's wearing a wig. That's
no,
a wig.
it's not. No, it's not. It's
he's clearly wearing a wig.
Manga action figure. It looks a little bit like Mandy, sort of.
Peter, I apologize. What do you expect from a person that
this is my long time. This is my long time business partner and best friend. You're talking about like this.
I think she's a very smart businesswoman. She's really good. and she's beautiful too. So yeah.
Oh man.
I don't see that anymore. I don't see her as a beautiful woman.
All right.
Very smart.
Off with your head, Apex.
Dadgummit. Ow, my head. Ow.
Do you shave with that thing?
Ow.
Do you shave with that thing?
Every day.
Yes.
For as much as I pay for it, I better be playing with it every day.
No kidding. Oh, that kind of burns. Oh.
Have you got any? Are you going to do any conventions, Hex? Coming up?
So is shipped. The first book is called. It's shipped.
You're roboting.
Okay. Yeah. He was roboting during that.
Who, me?
Yep.
So little.
Okay.
Well, hopefully I'm going to be over there for C2E2 next year.
Oh,
okay.
Really?
Hopefully.
Right.
Oh man, I gotta save up and go.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah.
So I guess we need to gather up all our Peter Gilmore books to get autographed, right?
Yes, we do.
This is true. True. I can see what's
sci-fi.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
Are you finally ready to have your head explode? Never before seen sci-fi action. A strange new world. Exotic technology. Kick-ass characters. And a story that will turn your mind inside out. Nephilim Squadron, Volume 1. Available now on Indiegogo.
Love that voice guy.
7 more days to get that bad boy.
Yes,
get it,
available for
now.
only 7 days. Oh no, sound quality isn't great. Hey.
What?
Yeah, it was kind of roboting too. That's the first time, and it wasn't my choppy ass theater. I apologize.
Wow.
Guys, it's lunchtime. I gotta go get something to eat. It's Veterans Day. I gotta go to a place for free. Golden Corral serving up veterans meals. So
I gotta go somewhere for free.
Somewhere.
Wow. Should I risk stolen valor to get a free meal today?
I wouldn't pass that.
Yeah, I served in the Call of Duty Wars.
Well, tell your mother hi for all of us.
I will.
Yes.
Thank you for your service.
Peter,
I'm wearing my
man.
Yeah, man. No problem.
It. Definitely.
Yes. Good to meet you,
Peter. I
Peter.
this guy to do a cover for me. That'd be cool.
Well, he's a workaholic. Would you call yourself a workaholic, Peter?
It's not work when you enjoy it.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Fair enough. Is that true, Hex, or is he lying?
I'm of two minds on that. Yeah, but today is the focus is on Peter. I'll be doing like a week long of streaming here and there as I do my closeout week, and then the final closeout on Saturday.
What are you doing on Tuesday night, Hex? You got something lined up? I'll have you on.
I'm talking to Odin Dasco on Stop and Shoot Tuesday.
What time? What time?
Oh shoot, I don't know.
I'll DM you. I'll have you on.
If you want to come over here at some time, you just let me know.
Oh yeah, sure, certainly.
Yeah, I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday this week, so let's let me know.
Cool. Yeah, so it'll be like 5 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday with Odin Dasco on Stop and Shoot.
Okay.
That one-on-one. We're talking about his project.
No.
But other than that, I'll be. It's all me. I'll be just pushing one last Hail Mary final push for the whole Nephilim Squadron.
That's what you have to do, isn't it? Are you rolling your own cigarette, Peter? Do you roll your own cigarettes?
Yes, they're cigarettes.
I wasn't expecting that. Okay.
Green cigarettes.
Yeah, he went into the green spectrum.
I've seen reggae cigarettes.
It's very unnerving.
Carrie says I'm becoming as long-winded as Rex at going when you say you need to do something. Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I just find it funny. He's like, yeah, I get a free meal. I'm out of here.
I gotta go. I'm hungry. All right, guys. Great show, everybody. Thanks for coming in. All right, cheers.
Everybody. Hail chat.
Cheers.
See ya.
Are we? Oh, we're not ending.
Cow, as he said, whoops, I'm sorry. There we go. We'll back up.
Oh yeah, I hate that side by side. That it's like being in the opening titles of Charlie's Angels or something. It's wrong.
Yeah, Peter, I just think that Boris Karloff shot himself in the foot, his career, because I mean Bela Lugosi. If he had taken the Frankenstein job, which he didn't want to do because it covered his face and the makeup was like 3 hours long, but it did Lon Chaney Sr. You know, that made his career. Of course, he did his own makeup.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of glad Karloff did it though. You know.
Oh, I am too. Don't get me wrong. The one time that Bela Lugosi did do the Frankenstein monster later, I just think his career was never the same. He was always in the shadow of Karloff after Frankenstein.
It was that, and the drugs didn't help.
Oh, no, he was taking heroin at the time of his death, wasn't he?
Yeah.
How about that Martin Landau as Bela Lugosi and Ed Wood?
Yeah.
Carlo, he can eat the peanuts out of my sheet. It's all grunting.
Pull the string.
Carlo.
No, I love that movie. Love Ed Wood. Fantastic.
Classic.
It's
a modern classic.
Yeah, and Plan 9, obviously. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Well, besides the Creature from the Black Lagoon, what Universal series do you like best? Would it be the Frankenstein, or would it be the Wolfman movies, or the Mummy movies?
I like the ones where they had a crossover, you know, Frankenstein versus the Wolfman and stuff like that. And I like the Abbott and Costello stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Glenn Strange as Frankenstein?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't quite look the same, and, you know, it hadn't got that look of Karloff, but still, who cares? It got all the monsters. More monsters, more bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Give me stuff like the Monster Squad. That's a fantastic movie.
Oh, the Monster Squad. Everybody's going Goonies, and I'm like, Monster Squad all the way.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like the redesign of the creature in that.
Yeah.
Of course, he kind of got blown away by Horus at the end, right?
But this, I mean, and that was all just to get away with the copyright issues, but
yeah.
Still fantastic.
I will never forget my little prescient ears as you know, fairly, I mean, college age, but give me that amulet, you bitch, you know, to that little girl. Bogus.
Oh, man's got nods.
Bogus.
Yeah,
that was a fun movie.
Yeah. And I will always maintain that the Munsters is a better show than the Addams Family.
I love them both for different reasons.
Munsters was the Universal Monsters, so
yeah. Well, Monsters were fun. A lot of people, I and Shadowhawk differ on that. He likes Addams Family. I have Monsters in my collection. I wouldn't mind having some Addams Family. I didn't, Ted Cassidy was awesome. He took over for Andrea the Giant playing the bionic, Sasquatch, Bigfoot in Bionic Man. And I loved his voice, Night Stalker. Wonderful show. 20 episodes, a couple of movies.
What about, do you remember that old, was it 80s or it might have been late 80s TV show called Werewolf?
Oh yeah.
I think
all the episodes are free on YouTube. It's
I think it was on Fox over here. It was like one of the very first Fox TV shows.
Yeah,
if I'm thinking of the same thing.
It's not amazing, but I'm a sucker for stuff like I'm a sucker for things like Dark Shadows, like the original, not the movie. But the original Dark Shadows is just hilarious to me and creepy.
I found out yesterday that you're an actor. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. I grew up having the same name as that actor, and he's a British actor, and he was on TV all the time over here.
Right.
So I got all the fucking jokes.
What were some of the things that he was in that we might know?
He was in a lot of the Hammer movies. The Hammer horror movies.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Hammer horror movies, a lot of the old kind of comedy movies and stuff from back then. Yeah.
Well, here's one of Peter Gilmore's movies, and it's never been released on DVD in America. I plan on buying one from the UK here because this looks like a very interesting movie with me. Peter Gilmore with Doug McClure.
Yeah,
Doug McClure.
Doug McClure. Yeah. Wait a minute.
Oh,
you're not going to play it?
Ad stays. There we go.
No?
Hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. Here we go.
Back in the dawn of time, a strange traveler came from outer space and plunged beneath the sea.
Sorry about the copyright, Peter.
Through the centuries, countless ships have disappeared without trace in the Bermuda Triangle. Yet there are men who still dare to probe the mysteries of these dangerous waters. The discovery of a fantastic hidden metropolis under the ocean leads to spectacular action and thrilling adventure in Warlords of Atlantis.
Where are you taking us?
To safety.
Starring Doug McClure, Peter Gilmore, with guest stars Sid Charisse and Daniel Massey.
Will not find it on any map, but you know its name.
Atlantis. They defy an underwater world of tyranny and terror.
From our dying planet, we journeyed across space. We brought our cities, our power and ambition. We are a master race.
You help us get out of here.
Master race? Oh my God, I thought we did away with
no escape. Let your mind join with us in the greatness of our quest. Serving the power of Atlantis. The power of Atlantis.
How have I never seen it?
Doug McClure and Peter Gilmore join forces to survive a living hell below, monster terror above.
There's a Kraken.
Yes.
I never knew you were an actor, Peter.
Yeah. I'm also an Australian chef and the head of the Satanic Church.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us, Peter. We cannot have Satan on here.
I still to this day get DMs from people who think I'm the Satanic Church guy.
Yeah. Now, did you live down Australia?
No, I've been there, but I've never lived there.
You've been there.
Yeah.
They have some of the deadliest creatures down there in Australia.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Everything kills you. Everything in Australia. If it doesn't kill you, you get a disease from it. Even those cute little koala bears, riddled with STDs.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, see, I love rubber monsters like that and things like that. Mm-hmm. That's just wonderful fantasy romp. That looks like a good have a lobotomy, veg out, have some popcorn.
Oh yeah.
A movie like that just excites my imagination.
Yeah, I mean all those kind of all the old Sinbad movies and stuff, and the Ray Harryhausen stuff.
Oh, Sinbad, that was great. All the Harryhausen stuff.
Yeah, lots of movies with Caroline Munro.
I thought the remakes of Clash of the Titans wasn't that bad. You didn't like them?
You mean the one with Sam? What is his
name?
Yeah. I guess I don't like that actor.
Some movies just shouldn't be remade.
Well, see, Graham Nolan didn't like the Godzilla King Kong mix. Now, I wish they would have done away with the Thor hammer in the movie. I thought that was a bit much,
Yeah.
I always looked at it as a scale of Godzilla, a scale, the head of the axe.
Yeah.
Like, that's why it could repel his radiation.
I mean, to be honest, movies like that, it's better than most of the crap Hollywood pumps out,
Yeah. But the MonsterVerse seems to be taking off, but the Universal's MonsterVerse with the Mummy and some of the other attempts that they've done has not taken off. Of course, they really deviated with the Mummy, making it a female mummy.
Yeah, I mean,
stuff.
It's
really.
It's because again, they're not really respecting the source material.
Yeah,
it's just the Mummy in name. You know what I mean? Well, and I know they were trying to do the Dark Universe, and I wouldn't have minded seeing the Creature from the Black Lagoon remake because that had Scarlett Johansson in it. So that would have been cool. But they'd need to get someone like Guillermo del Toro. They'd have to get him doing it because he's a huge creature fan.
Just get throw Doug Jones in there. Doug Jones.
Yeah, did you like the Shape of Water that he did?
Yeah. I did. Yeah. But again, you can tell that he loves that stuff. So and he's a huge fan. If you follow him on Twitter, he's always talking about the creature.
I think that's who make the best comic book artist. If you are like I use John Byrne as an example. His first comic book as a kid was Fantastic Four #5, first appearance of Dr. Doom. That hooked him into comics. And you can tell later when he did X-Men, Fantastic Four, all his stuff, that he was a fan of the material.
Yeah.
And he had imagined as a kid all these stories that he would like to tell if he ever got a shot at it.
I mean, this is it. You've got to be passionate about it, and you've got to be a fan of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It is hard, when you sort of got like at the moment with just like I'm just starting off drawing Super Dad 2, and if I didn't love doing it, the prospect of 6 months solid drawing of something that you weren't into, that'd be horrible. So I can kind of also see why some mainstream artists on books don't really bother putting the work in, because it's just a job to them, isn't it? It's just you've got to be passionate about it, and I think when you are as well, people can see that.
Yeah. And really, crowdfunding allows you to do your best work, doesn't it?
It does. It gives you the time and the scope to really put everything into it. And if you're not doing that, then there's no point. If you're not putting everything you've got into a book, drawing a bit, then.
Yeah. Well, you know, one thing that John Dillard said to me or someone said, make it epic.
Yeah.
That, you know, really stuck with me, you know. If it's not just mind-blowing epic, don't show it. You know,
this is it.
On the campaign.
Yeah. If you're not gonna make it epic and amazing, then what's the point?
Yeah.
No point doing it.
Yeah. My fear though, Peter, is in a lot of the crowdfunding that they're doing comics, but they're not really finding their voice of what they want to say. There's a difference.
Yeah, I mean, every now and then I will see a book that's kind of, I don't know, it almost feels like you're making a book because you want to make a comic.
Like you phoned it in? Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe not phoned it in, but it's like some people haven't found that niche or that thing that they're really passionate about and want to do.
I believe in finding your voice. I think you found your voice in comics, you know. A lot of people they're like you're saying, they want to do a comic, but they're not really. They not sit down and say, what am I really saying? What am I really trying to convey here?
Yeah.
What do I want to say with my comics? And that's pretty sad, actually.
And also, you've got to remember that whatever you do is out there forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
especially on the internet, right?
Exactly.
What do you think about all this drama that just crops up on this channel here or this issue there? It's just never ending, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't pay any attention to it really.
Yeah.
Every now and then,
Doc, he came on here and he called Hex out for being black.
That was disgraceful. Disgraceful behavior.
Clearly,
I wouldn't stand for it, man. Stop beef.
Yeah.
Stop beef.
That ranks right up to the time that I called him an Uncle Tom. I mean,
dude,
and I don't understand why that's an insult. If people call people Uncle Tom as an insult, they haven't read the book.
Exactly. But that's the same with most things, isn't it? Most people go.
Are you an avid reader, Peter? Because you've referenced a lot of times. Have they didn't stick with the original source material?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have
the book.
Don't generally have time to actually physically read books anymore, so I do a lot of audio books.
Oh yeah, that's a great way to read.
There's a free app. There's a free app called LibriVox, and it's basically it's all public domain stuff, but it's like all the old Tarzan books are on there, and Conan, and all this, Lovecraft and Dracula, Frankenstein, everything's on there.
Have you been seduced to do any public domain characters?
They may creep into something. I'm not saying anything.
Okay, secret project confirmed.
Not necessarily secret, but
I think the clue is the word creep. Well, at least we know.
I will never understand Apex's character. I guess till it comes out in comic form of a giant pink creature that goes around licking women. I just don't know where he's going with it. It seems very fetish to me.
Yeah, there's something going on there.
For me to read that, I would want you to roll me up one, Peter, before I read it.
Yeah, it's
Have you seen Kill 'Em Dead Project where Skunk?
I've seen bits. I've seen bits of it. Yeah, someone tagged me in something, and it was like, was there a competition or? I can't remember.
They're doing like a vinyl record with the music, and it's kind of the total immersion experience where he's painting it in black light colors, where you can read the whole book under a black light.
Wow.
So at least they're doing something different, huh?
Yeah. I mean, someone tagged me in it and said, "Oh, you should do this," but I can't remember. I think might have been just finishing.
I think Hex's Nephilim Squadron would, with the funky colors, would lend itself to something like that as well, because he's got some pretty cool stuff in Nephilim Squadron. His color.
I don't know if you want to turn a black light on when you read my comic.
Yeah,
might find something.
Well, I apologize for the choppiness on this, but
oh, what happened?
Huh? What?
All right, I'm just bringing it up there for you. Nephilim Squadron Volume 1 here, $4,525. 91 backers. We'd like to get that over 100. Last week,
7 days.
Right?
Yes, this is the last week for it.
Standard cover, 36 pages.
For like 2 years.
They can get digital too, though, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not leaving that off the table for those who want it.
And you're doing sketch cards as well, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Sketch cards, have you done a lot of sketch cards, Peter, with your campaign?
We did some. In fact, yeah, we've done them on all of them up until after the Jack the Ripper, the first book. That's when we stopped after that one because it nearly killed me. You know, I'd drawn the book, covers and all the trading cards and all that stuff, and then I'm like, oh, now I've got to draw all these fucking sketch cards. Nearly killed me. That one did. Nearly killed me.
Original pages are still available. Is this going to be a square bound? Is this a square bound book as shown here?
Yeah, just shown there. That's a mock-up, but it'll be the square bound.
That's a
How
good
many pages is it?
Probably more than 80 pages, actually.
You got a Dan Pleagle busty variant. Is that still available?
Oh yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
Everything's still available now, and that's the black and white preview version from the first campaign, and you can get that as an add-on.
Oh, okay. I thought that was actually what we were getting, the first chapter.
Right. What? No. This volume 1 is 80 pages. The first chapter or first issue is 36 pages. So there's essentially 3 issues in volume 1.
Right.
Okay. All right.
I was going to say, like, Jack on the first Jack the Ripper, 60 pages nearly killed me.
Oh, I love these patches. I wish we'd reach 8,000 so get patches.
Yeah,
those
well,
cool.
No one's
maybe
interested.
the next campaign.
I don't know. I might not even do anything like that.
The Toxic Cringe Stream. Wow, that's a great name. The Toxic Cringe Stream.
Yeah, it's my old stream I'm going to bring back next year.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, that Pleagle cover, he did that a couple years ago, didn't he? That was you were one of the first people to tap into Dan Pleagle, weren't you?
Oh yeah. I mean, he just did it. I didn't even ask him to, but I just asked him, could I use this as a cover? And yeah, sure.
All right. Well, we're gonna watch your trailer again.
All right.
Hey, you sci-fi fan. Are you finally ready to have your head explode? Never before seen sci-fi action. A strange new world. Exotic technology. Kick-ass characters. And a story that will turn your mind inside out.
No, say it's not true.
Nephilim Squadron, Volume 1. Available now on Indiegogo.
I love to kid him about that trailer because it's like, are you ready for your mind to explode? No. Are you ready for your mind to be turned inside out? No, not really. I have enough problems as it is. You know, I want to be able to enjoy the experience.
Yeah, I should do that. We should do that on the trailers for the stuff I do. Are you ready to puke your guts up at the gross? No.
Absolutely. So, do you like Tim Vigil? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
he's done some horror stuff. I have a werewolf he did.
Yeah, like I said, I'm very picky about the horror.
I don't really know what you're exposed to over there in another country, you know?
Exactly the same things as you. Exactly. We're not some backward, you know.
Well, I know that, Peter, but you know, there's, like I said, it wasn't till the direct market in the early 80s till I ever saw Alan Davis.
To be honest, a lot of the like 90s stuff from Image, we didn't really. You really had to look for it to get it over here.
Hey, Mrs. Dillard Draws. Wow.
Hello, Mrs. Dillard. I'm going to be missing your cooking tomorrow.
It's like in the 90s for us, the big books were sort of like Watchmen and Tank Girl, things like that.
Right.
2000 AD and
now, see, I would think something off the chain like Tank Girl you'd really like.
Oh, Tank Girl's fantastic. Yeah,
because it's fun, right? It's a good romp.
That's one of the first few comics that had me laughing out loud.
Yeah.
The first book.
It had that 2000 AD vibe to it as well. Which
did you guys like the movie? Really the one movie that they did? Tank Girl.
It was okay. Remember it. I mean, Ice-T is a kangaroo. Fantastic, but
I kind of watched it out of the corner of my eye.
Oh, she kind of got the character down, but it was a little bit too goofy, maybe in places. I don't know.
Yeah,
they kind of tried to make it a comic booky movie.
I think they're kind of doing that with Harley Quinn.
Yeah, very much. Yeah.
You know, they get popular on a little thing and they just exploit the hell out of it, Peter. I think when it comes to filmmaking, it just seems like the last 20 years has been recycled.
Yeah, I mean, like that. Have you seen any of that Harley Quinn cartoon they did?
Oh no, I wouldn't watch it because it, had the. No, I haven't seen any of it.
It's it is obscene for no reason in places.
Yeah, right.
But the biggest travesty in comics is when they brought Swamp Thing into it. I thought, oh, Swamp Thing, I'll watch that. Swamp Thing's going to be in Harley Quinn. No, he was like a latte drinking man bun hipster save the planet weirdo. He had like a man bun going on.
Yeah.
That's
one reason why I didn't. I had a chance to buy season 2, and I said, "Nah, it's too weird."
I only watched any of it because it was free over here. It was just on one of the normal.
Right. Now, did you watch the one season of Swamp Thing that they had Blue Devil and Madame Xanadu and all like that?
I still haven't gotten through all of it, and not because I don't want to watch it. I just haven't had time.
It's pretty good.
I kind of spend all my time, all my movie watching and TV watching time watching horror movies.
Yeah. So you don't draw and have like a TV there and have it playing.
I used to. But even that distracts too much. I'll do an audiobook or not really music either, because music, I always find that music affects how I'm drawing.
Well, unless I'm really focused on the audiobook, my mind wanders and I have to back it up because my mind wanders away from what's being said.
But having said that, I only listen to audiobooks and books that I've read. I can put a TV show on, but it's got to be something that I've seen before. So it's not going to distract me. Do you know what I mean? Just so it's background.
Kind of background noise.
Yeah. At the moment, while I'm working, I'm listening to the audiobooks of Jurassic Park, which
oh wow,
nothing like the movies. Nothing like the movies. But got that going at the moment. Lots of weird scientific stuff.
Right.
Hey, what's up,
Ray?
I generally don't draw with music, and I usually have a TV show or.
How's your little dog? Where's your little dog today, Hex?
Oh, she's over there curled up.
Oh, curled up, all comfy. Yeah, Abby's over here all curled up, comfy.
I can hear the big one demolishing the room downstairs, and the little one here was just chilling out. She was just going to sleep, and then literally just a second, someone started setting fireworks off again.
Are you in your studio space now? Is this where you broadcast from?
Yeah. With the curtain drawn across because it's a mess. Because there's
studio.
There's like canvas frames and all kinds of shit.
I just thought that was cheap green screen, Peter.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. The black one. The black one. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the way they did a lot of TV shows like Doctor Who, right? For settings, they would put up a drapery and things like that,
drapery,
canvas,
bits of cardboard,
right?
polystyrene,
Maybe
whatever crap.
rubber tubing for,
yeah. It's amazing when you look at those old shows and see, like when they do a making of them, they tell you what they've made the different things from, and then you look at the monster or the robot or whatever, and you're like, oh god damn it, yeah, I can see it now.
Well, in the original Star Trek in the '66, they would go to the movie house dumpsters and collect stuff out of the dumpsters and make stuff out of it to mount on the Enterprise's walls and stuff.
There was a TV show over here called, I don't know if you know it, called Blake 7.
Oh, Blake 7, yeah. You
Sci-fi
can watch
show
all that on YouTube.
Yeah. But when you realise that, and they pointed it out on one show, they were talking about it, that the main spaceship in it, the Liberator, was made from an air freshener and a hairdryer. And then you look at it, you go and look at it, and you're like, God damn it, yes it is.
Yeah, you can't unsee it, can you?
Once they've told you, you see, yeah.
Now, I haven't watched a lot of Red
Daleks on
Dwarf.
Doctor Who.
I haven't watched a lot of Red
Who had a thing around the middle. Sorry, one. They had a thing around the middle where the guns came out, and that's like chunks of wood with chicken wire behind it. And again, all the spheres down the side of the Daleks are the top of an air freshener, and it's like, damn you to hell. The lights on the top were indicator lights from an old Ford, something or other.
Yeah. I just hate that the designer of that, you call them pepper pots, right?
Yeah.
Pepper pots. I mean, that's really what made Doctor Who. We're coming up on the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And they have totally destroyed it, I think.
Oh, yeah. I've not seen any of the new stuff. I refuse to watch it.
Well, God bless you, Peter. I appreciate that. These Jodie Whittaker rides and all that other, they just, oh my God.
Yeah, not seen any. I think I watched maybe 10 minutes of one of the Jodie Whittaker things, and it was just like, no. I see people on Twitter and whatever going crazy and like cursing.
Well, one of the criticisms was in the writing, they're like, ooh, yeah, you don't want to touch this water, it's acid. But they were like telling you, but they weren't showing you.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
And I think in comics, it's like a good way to cut down on the dialogue is show it in the panels, and then tell your story. That's the way I approach.
Absolutely. Show don't tell is a thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Show don't tell. Right.
Yeah. If you need like half a page of sort of narration dialogue to explain your shit, you're doing it wrong. Unless maybe like for a second issue, you might do that on the first page, as a catch up. Maybe get away with it then. But even so, you can still explain stuff that's happened previously or recap stuff in the story.
Were you a big Red Dwarf fan?
Oh, I've seen every episode and watched it religiously I haven't seen it again in a while, and I know they were going to do a remake, but I think it got cancelled.
I heard that. Yeah. It seemed like Blake 7 was a little dry to me.
It was a weird show. It was supposedly more for adults, but it kind of was riding on the back of things like Star Wars and Doctor Who, and so it was a weird choice.
Is there any new shows or entertainment that you're excited about? I know they just dropped a new Godzilla movie's coming out, -1.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind stuff like that, but I'm just trying to think if there's anything I'm really excited for. I usually find that things I get excited for let me down.
Yeah.
I was really stoked when they were doing a Monsters movie, and then I saw it.
Yeah, Rob Zombie. Yeah.
But I'd seen interviews with Rob Zombie, and he talked about it with such passion, and he seemed like he knew what he was talking about when it came to the monsters.
Right.
And then I saw it, and it's like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I found it fascinating. I mean, I didn't enjoy it, but I found it fascinating.
It was just the most bizarre. All I can think is when he was younger, when he said he used to watch all the Munsters episodes and loved it, he must have been on crack or something, or taking acid or God knows what. Because what he saw back then, no, whatever went through his mind back then.
I know they built the mansion from scratch in Hungary.
Yeah,
and filmed in Hungary.
I personally think that whole movie, Rob Zombie making that movie, was an excuse for him to bone his wife dressed as Lily Munster in the Munster house. I think that's the entire reason for it. Just get dressed up like that,
to get a childhood fantasy out of the way.
Yeah, well, sexual fantasy, whatever.
Yeah, right.
It was weird. I mean, Lily, even when they introduced her at the start of the movie, she was more like a Russian crack whore than Lily Munster. It was something wrong, something very wrong.
No elegance.
God damn you, Rob Zombie, you're an asshole.
What do you?
I do like some of his stuff, but
well, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't comment on it. What did you think, Hex?
You can say you liked it if you liked it. It's.
Oh no, I didn't. I did not like it, but as I said, I found it fascinating. It was like an alternate dimension version of the Munsters. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't a comedy, or if it was intended to be funny, I didn't find it to be a comedy.
It was kind of very puerile humor, very weird. I think they tried to do. I think that he'd seen what they'd done with the Addams Family movies, and he tried to do that, make it a bit more quirky and a bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know, but and all the characters looked awful.
Oh yeah.
Well,
but then again, he did what he always does, and he employs all the same people, in his movies.
Yeah.
Which is fine if you're Tim Burton and you've got Johnny Depp to work with. But when you're Rob Zombie and you've just got the dudes from Devil's Rejects. Sherry, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't mind the Dark Shadows remake?
It was fun-ish, but nothing like the TV show at all.
Yeah, the TV show was almost a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, some of the TV show was funny, but it was unintentional because it was funny when they forgot the lines or they closed the door and the whole wall shook.
Yeah.
Or they'd walk in, you'd see someone waiting in the doorway to walk in while another scene was going on. It's like, oh yeah, look, there's Mrs. What's her name, just about to come in, and then she's she just walked around the corner.
What a great idea, though! A gothic, the word just left me. A gothic soap opera.
Yeah, I mean, from what I gather, it didn't start off. It didn't intend it to start that way. It was going to be like a murder mystery kind of thing involved, and then for some reason, vampires and werewolves and shit happened.
Yeah,
which is fine by me.
Yeah, I mean, at first there was no supernatural element to it.
No, and there's over 2,000 episodes. They're all free on YouTube, by the way, if anyone wants to watch them.
Oh, are they all on YouTube? Really?
Yeah,
I've been watching them on Tubi.
Yeah, they're on Tubi. They're on. I think they're free on Amazon Prime, but Amazon Prime, like, for some reason, it stops halfway through. They just only got half the episodes. And I loved as well when they started doing color, but you'd have like a color episode, and then you go back to black and white for 3 episodes, and then it'd be color again, and then one episode would be like half black and white, half color.
Are you? See, I'm barely old enough, but I am old enough to remember when they were touting shows in color. Like the Invaders in color, The Fugitive in color. I made the shift from black and white to color. But what's really wild is when stuff started coming out on VHS tape for the very first time. And I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. I remembered it in black and white because we had a black and white TV show. But some of that stuff was actually in color.
Well, the Munsters, the very first episode of the Munsters was color. The pilot episode never got shown. It's on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube, but and it's got different actors.
Well, right, the opposite, like Get Smart, the pilot episode is in black and white, and the rest of it was in color.
Yeah, well, the thing with the Munsters was they realized that the look they wanted was like the old Universal movies, you know?
Yeah. Can you imagine how horrific, no pun intended, but the Universal monsters would be colorized?
Well, there's an account on Twitter called Hammer Movies or something, and he gets really pissed off when people shout at him because he keeps like colorizing. I think he's using AI to colorize some of it, and he'll like put little scenes and clips on in color, and everyone's like, "Why? Stop it!"
Is there not a way to make the Hammer movies black and white? That would be different. I would go for that.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work. Maybe I might try that.
It would be more like gray toning, wouldn't it? Because I mean, some of the color's going to kind of.
You'd have to tweak the contrast, like
you'd have to tweak the contrast on everything, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some of those Hammer movies they're not Technicolor. I don't know what they called it, but it's quite vivid, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I think the thing with the Hammer movies, if you made them black and white, because a lot of it was shot, a lot of the outdoor stuff was shot in the daytime, and then they used a filter to make it look night. They'd have like a dark filter fading down from the top. So I think if you watch those in black and white, it'd look daylight. And a lot of those
there are a lot of horror movies where they have scenes where they shoot day for night, don't they?
Yeah.
That way you get the detailing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What Hammer movie stands out to you? Really stands out.
Oh, Curse of the Werewolf with Oliver Reed.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic movie.
My only criticism to that was it seems like there should have been more going on. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
It kind of the ending, I don't know. It's just kind of ended too.
It kind of felt to me like maybe a lot of it ended up on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a little bit disjointed in places.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I love the reimagining of him and the white hair. That's definitely a departure.
It was, yeah. It was just. I mean, I think
it's like the Yeti meets the Wolfman.
Yeah.
I
am a sucker. I'm a sucker for werewolf movies. I do like a good werewolf movie, which there aren't that many good ones. But
do you have a recommendation where you could see some Hammer movies? Because it's kind of limited of what I have in my collection, and there's a lot of Hammer movies I have never seen. And I know there's some good ones out there.
I would say go to a website called the Internet Archive, where they actually archive old movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I just found that, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
That has pretty much everything on there.
Okay.
And it's legal. So
yeah, I mean, yesterday Tank Ferret shared a Western with me because he's going to be doing a Western character, Midnight, of mine, and a drawing of that. And I like to do monsters too. Vic drew this. I'm inking over it. My bog creature.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Sort of swamp thing, and then I'm currently working on another type creature, rock type creature.
Yeah.
Geo. So here's a couple more shots.
Geo.
I'm just pretty much all out drawing.
I like that square blocky head.
He's
like
very
almost a square head.
The lines on his head, I mean, are very Kirby. That was intentional.
Yeah.
I mean, just the inking zigzag and whatnot that was on a lot of Kirby stuff. That's actually how I designed the creature.
I mean, when we were starting work on Superdead 2, I started doing like Devour, the main character. I started doing him a little bit differently, giving him that kind of the Swamp Thing kind of nose. Yeah. I started doing him like that, and it looks kind of cool. But then Mandy had to say, "Yeah, but he's not like that." And had to reel me back. He doesn't have a monster face. No,
one of my favorite Universal horror movies, but it is kind of a supreme disappointment, is the original Boris Karloff, The Mummy. Why? Because in that opening scene, so brilliant, the guy's going mad. He leaves the room, and that's the last you see of the mummy in the wrappings. Yeah. There wasn't enough mummy in the mummy for me.
No, absolutely correct. Yeah. And to be honest, later on, a lot of the scenes where they're talking about, what's going on, there's a lot of scenes where it's, what we were saying about show, don't tell, that kind of thing. There's a lot of scenes where they're sat on a couch in someone's lounge talking about what's going on and what's happened and where's such and such. What's he doing? Oh, he's over there doing that. What's happening? They're talking you through it instead of actually fucking showing you this stuff.
Right.
There's huge chunks of that going
all
on.
All done with exposition. Boring.
Yeah, and I can't remember the name of the actress who was in The Mummy, but she's not great.
Well, I mean, there were a lot. We discussed the gypsy that died young in 1946. Well, Ray Fry was, or not Ray, but Fry. What's his name? That played Renfield. In the original Frankenstein and so many other great Universal movies. He passed away in 43. That's fairly early. Wow. Short career, but very memorable.
Yeah.
And the guy that played Von Helsing, he was another wonderful actor. That played
there was a lot of like in all those old Universal movies and the old, the old Sherlock Holmes movies with Basil Rathbone and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, you know why I think it was so solid? You had your main stars, but even your backups were great actors because they came out of vaudeville.
Yeah.
They knew how to act. They were very talented people.
Yeah. You get all those people from the vaudeville, and then you get a lot of the people like from the Royal Shakespeare Company in the UK. They'd come over to Hollywood and
more theatrical background, and then also silent movies. You had to kind of show and not tell, right? Because it was a silent movie. You had to emote.
Yeah,
that's the brilliance of Charlie Chaplin to me, is that he can be. I mean, I think comedians make the best actors because they can show emotion and do just about anywhere.
Yeah.
What
another thing I loved about those old movies, like especially with someone like Karloff, is you could have a close up of just his face for 30 seconds.
Yeah. What an interesting
absolutely
face.
Terrifying,
Yeah.
with some music going on and just like slightly changing his expression, his eyes are going wide when you're like, Argh!
Well, I mean, look at the glow effect that they got in The Mummy with him, with the the glue or whatever they used to make his strided parchment like face. It was interesting, but it wasn't the wrapped up mummy that we got to see in the opening shot.
I know. And everyone just thinks of the mummy as just the dude in the bandages, of course.
Yeah. But that's the great thing about the ones that followed up in it, in the Mummy franchise, is you got to see more of the Mummy with Lon Chaney Jr. and stuff throughout, or Ted, what was his name? Tim. He did that one movie, the Mummy movie. He played. He was the actor that did Shazam, that did Captain Marvel's serial movie. Same actor. He played the Mummy. He was a great. That's when they animated the eyes out to just black.
Yeah,
that was creepy. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah. And I like how they had to.
You know, the thing I like about a good horror movie is the environment. You know, it's atmospheric.
Yeah.
It sets the tone.
A lot of the sets and stuff got reused so many times.
The sets, yeah.
Yeah. If you look
like
up,
we were talking about King Kong Jungle on Skull Island, it was immediately being shot. You know, they were shooting another film with the same setup while they were.
Well, this is it. I mean, with a lot of the Universal stuff, they'd shoot Frankenstein or they'd shoot Dracula, and then straight away some Spanish movie company would be in there making some, random other thing, or Errol Flynn had been shooting like a not Robin Hood, but some swashbuckling thing, and it'd all be the same stuff. Right. They'd all be fighting on the same fucking staircase and swinging off those chandeliers and stuff. Yeah, a lot of reuse stuff.
Well, I love the story of Frankenstein, the way it was depicted in the Universal movie. Slap my own hand. I've never read the book by Mary Shelley, but
it's a long book. It's a long book.
It's a long book. Yeah, so I'll probably get the audio to it.
It ends up in the Arctic Circle or something.
Yeah. But yeah, check out that LibriVox app. That's got Frankenstein on there for free. Or go to the website.
Okay.
And just well, Dracula too. Dracula is an epically long book.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
They've just done a movie.
The thing about it was Bela Lugosi played him for 10 years on stage before they did the movie.
Well, I mean, the movie was kind of more based on that play than the book. So yeah.
Well, I mean, he added a. I don't know that the original movie showed what would later become the vampire movies, which he's kind of seductive, romantic, but I guess there was a element of that when he would come in the bedroom, which was a real intimate thing in the 30s, right?
Oh yeah.
And then bite the women on the neck, that's kind of sensual, right? So
yeah,
I guess it was a no-brainer.
Rewatched the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula, the one with Keanu Reeves in. Rewatched that last week, and we discovered that Van Helsing is a pervert. It's like every time you rush into a room and there's a woman with the boobs out, and she's like, oh, and it's like the other people are like, cover her up, and he's like, no, I must shut the boobs. I mean, he doesn't say that, but
lay her down on this concrete slab.
I was tempted to start a comic called Van Helsing's Sex Pest. That's quickly, we must cover her up. No.
Well, that's one thing, right? Sex sells within CG, doesn't it? The comics. People like the sexy women.
Yeah. Doesn't work. I mean, there was the whole thing with there's always been in advertising, sex sells, but then they kind of did studies and that's not actually true at all. It's what happens with adverts is if you've got a sexy lady in your advert for a car, people aren't on the internet looking for the car afterwards. They're trying to find out who that girl is. So sex does sell, but it works for the model or the actress or whatever.
To a certain extent,
not for the product.
Right. Yeah.
There's been huge careers launched from appearing in ads. Women who've appeared in ads are suddenly famous.
I need to have you do me a mummy because I've got a mummy character called Modern Day Mummy, and I'm not really satisfied. I don't really have a. It's hard to do a good mummy. I don't know. Maybe I need to sit down with a pencil and just try my hand at it at different.
You have to go with a mummy. You've got to kind of go more skeleton with skin on it, and then a few bandages.
Yeah.
If you go full wrapped up mummy, then creeping more into kids' cartoons.
Yeah, like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. Which Scooby-Doo. A lot of Scooby-Doo was based on Dark Shadows.
Oh,
the house. The house. When Scooby-Doo starts up with the opening credits,
and the house coming out. Yeah,
the house in the background is the Dark Shadows house, and they admitted it.
I did not know that.
Now I got
to look at it. Yeah, it's got a little pointy.
Now I got to go rewatch it. Right?
And Barnabas Collins, the vampire from Dark Shadows. He's in Scooby-Doo.
He wasn't introduced to episode 224 or something, long into it.
Yeah. I think there'd been 2 seasons. Or
now, I don't know if you ever watched Different Strokes. That was a TV show over here. But the father that was in Different Strokes,
mm-hmm.
He was in the very first Dark Shadows, and he was again in episode number 11 in the first season.
Oh, wow.
He was in there a couple times. Yeah.
Was that Mr. Drummond?
Yeah, Mr. Drummond.
Yeah.
Conrad Bain.
What you talk about, Willis?
Oh no, yeah, we got Different Strokes over here.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was watching that, and one of the women from Dark Shadows was in that briefly.
I mean, they all turned up in the Tim Burton movie right at the end, at the party at the end.
Oh, Dan Curtis did some great stuff. He did Jekyll and Hyde made for TV movie with Jack Palance. That was good.
Dracula.
He also did Dracula.
Yeah, Jack Palance with Dracula. It's actually quite good. It was clearly a horror guy. He'd clearly, they'd given him this soap opera kind of thing to do with a murder in it, and they probably thought, "Oh, we'll give him the job." It was bound to turn into a horror thing with him at the helm. Bound to. The guy was obsessed with horror.
Horror movies, it seems like it's like comics. They get a bad rap. Oh, you do comic? There's a stigma. But I mean, back in the early days, like I said, Frederick March in the 1932, 33, I think it's 32, Jekyll and Hyde movie, he won Best Actor for a horror movie.
I mean,
that would never happen today. Never.
In Hollywood, horror movies used to be just a step up from porn, basically. That they were seen at that level.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, stuff like I think it was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre would never have gotten made if the mob, as in the mob, hadn't financed it.
That scared the bejesus at age 13 out of me. Still does,
Oh yeah.
And really, you don't get to see anything. It's just all implied. Your imagination fills in the gap.
Yeah.
The one scene with the sledgehammer and then the door slamming shut, when that sledgehammer body twitching and being dragged in.
But you never got to see the hammer make contact.
No.
You just heard it. I can remember that movie in such detail because it scared the piss out of me. I was, the music lead up to that door scene where he gets hit and then he's convulsing, so realistic. I was not prepared for that. I don't know what was going to happen, but I did not expect
you say, and you don't really see anything.
And you don't see it.
That scene at the end where they've got Grandpa in the chair and they're putting the hammer and he's trying to, that was just the most horrific, nasty, just poor girl screaming, and he's just like.
And that actor was probably in his 20s when he's still alive. He did a convention over here next to me, just a month or so ago. He's still alive, an older man now, but that was all makeup. He was a younger actor.
Do Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which is just completely insane.
Yeah, with Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper, Bill Moseley is chopped up. Yeah, fantastic.
Now, see, at 13, that scared the hell out of me. But by the time Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is nothing like the original, but when it came out, I actually bought a ticket and went and saw it. And it was still scary to me, certain bits, because I'll tell you what scared me about that was it was set in the whole Texas Chainsaw Massacre is set on is based on a real life story set in Texarkana, and there is a Texarkana, Arkansas, where I'm at, and there's a Texarkana, Texas. They're right on the border, the same city, so you can go to one part of the city in Texas and one part of the city in Arkansas, and that's not about a 10-hour drive, 9 to 10 hour. That's not far away. That's kind of scary that you got cannibals. I know that movie was based on Ed Gaines.
Yeah.
All the bone chairs and lamps and stuff.
He was a lovely man.
Yeah.
Right, that's a mighty nice picture you've got on the wall. Oh, it's not a picture.
It's not a picture. It's a stuffed head.
It's stretched out skin.
Yeah. Nice lampshade.
Yeah. Now, I imagine you loved like shows like Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, Night Gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I Joseph Cotton that was in Citizen Kane. He was in one of those as a hunter, and I just watched that in the first season of Night Gallery. He winds up a stuffed head as a trophy on the wall.
Oh yeah, love all that stuff, and all the kind of rip-off stuff like the Nightmare on Elm Street TV series, which wasn't really about Freddy. It was just a horror version. It was like Creepshow and stuff like that.
And speaking of stuffed head, look who's just stuffed his head.
He got a free
meal to Golden Corral and ate and came back already.
Gone out. He's just gone in. Free food.
Yeah. All you can eat.
Job done. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big eater. You're probably not either, Peter. So it doesn't take much to fill me up.
No, I eat like a horse. Eat like a pig.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
Really? I'm surprised with your work ethic that you got time to eat.
I used to eat the wrong kind of stuff, at the wrong time of day. So I'm kind of better about it now. Yeah. I used to be a big fatty
snacks don't really fill you up, do they?
No, I used to be huge. Then I saw a photo of myself one day and I was like, holy shit, Jabba the Hutt.
I can see you as that guy.
Jabba the Hutt.
Oh, I was huge. Saw that photo and then
please somebody animate Peter Gilmore as Jabba the Hutt. I'd love to see that.
Weirdly, I saw, remember when Kevin Smith started losing all the weight before he went all vegan and weird? And me and a friend went to see one of his live shows, one of his one-man shows. Well, him and Jason Mewes. And Kevin Smith was traveling up from London on the train, and we were on the same train going up to the gig. So talked to him for a little bit and said, how have you lost all the weight? And he said, I just stopped drinking like sugary drinks. That's all he did at first, and he lost a ton. So I tried it and it worked. It took about 8 months to go from Jabba the Hutt to,
to wrinkly.
Yeah,
weird. And now I kind of just eat and drink whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soda pop is a real killer. Yeah.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. But I do drink it sometimes, but barely ever. Sometimes I'll I'm in the mood for a Coke. Yeah.
Yeah.
But very rare. Very rare. This is the stuff that fuels me. Coffee. It's empty.
Do you? I mean, does the UK have a lot of fast food places?
Oh, everywhere. Every street there's fast food places popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
And of course it's just all gets delivered now, doesn't it? So like Just Eat and Food Hub and all that kind of stuff. Uber Eats.
Yeah.
It's very easy. And for a while I did fall into the trap of working all day and can't be bothered to cook anything. I'll just order something. And then you look at your bank balance, and you're like, yeah, maybe spending that much on takeout, not a good idea. Plus,
you don't say takeaway? You don't say takeaway. You say takeaway.
Takeout here.
5 years of hanging around with people like Mandy and
yeah.
It's weird because I talk to my British friends and I'll say things and they're like, who are you? What? Yeah.
Well, I thought we had a shot of maybe getting Mandy on here because she was not drinking last night that I could tell on her stream, her late night stream. They did go over 4 hours, over like 4.5 hours.
I think she went to bed around 6 a.m., 7 a.m. So
Mm-hmm.
Plus it's Saturday and kids and stuff.
Oh yeah, so, absolutely. Yeah. Hopefully we can get her on at some point with you.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry we didn't focus more on your projects. But
that's fine. Just everybody go and check it out on stuntmancomics.com. You'll see the link smack bang right on the main page. Yeah. Click on that. It'll take you off to our little merch site where
you're kind of proving right that you don't have to go to Indiegogo or any other crowd. You know, you can kind of do your own thing, right?
But you have to have a Mandy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you've got to spend. I mean, it's been nearly 5 years now.
Well, now I saw her do one project over there, and then she launched it more mainstream on Indiegogo, right? For like a second chance.
And you've got to bear in mind as well the stuff. So when the campaigns we run on the website, it's the shipping isn't included in the because on Indiegogo it includes shipping, doesn't it? And in the amount raised. So we don't do that on the website. So that's literally just the money going towards the book, to making the book.
Right. Yeah.
No shipping included. So I don't know what we're on at the moment. Neil, almost on 10K on there. So if that was on Indiegogo, it'd be, I don't know, 17K, something like that, maybe. Because shipping is a huge chunk.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's the big difference. Yeah. I guess that's a big difference in perception too. You know, you look over there and go, well, she's not doing as well as she would over on Indiegogo. But like you say, the shipping's not included in the total.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, we're running for 60 days. I think a lot of people now, you tend to get less people jumping on at the start.
Are y'all? Here's a Southern term. Are y'all? You probably heard that out of Mandy.
Yeah.
She's more Southern in her speech than me, but
she is.
Are y'all considering like platforms like Fund My Comic, perhaps?
We consider everything. Yeah. I mean, we are going to after the website funding, we're going to launch on Indiegogo as well, because there's some people who still will only back on Indiegogo, which is
right. Yeah,
that's fine. It's fine.
Well, there's Kickstarter people too, but I don't like how Kickstarter does their stuff. And of course, that was the big thing about coming over to Indiegogo, because they were kind of gatekeeping over there, right? And now we're being shadow banned over on Indiegogo.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's because Comicsgate and stuff like that." And I don't know. I looked into it, and it seems more it's not that. It's they want to, because they run a service where they'll promote you, but you've got to pay for it. So I think it's more them trying to get people to buy their promotion, buy Indiegogo's promotion.
Yeah,
I think it's more that. It's like, unless you pay, you don't get the. I don't know.
Hex, are you going to stick with Indiegogo, or are you thinking about going over to Fund My Comics or Kickstarter?
I haven't made a decision yet, but
okay. Well, I've seen some people release on Indiegogo, Fund My Comic, and Kickstarter all at the same time. To me, it seems like you'd be dividing up your dollars unless you were a big name, because you want to get funded.
And then there are people who only back on Kickstarter also.
Yeah. See, I'm not a fan of I don't like the way Kickstarter does charges for shipping.
Yeah.
And I don't like the fact that they don't take the money straight away.
Right.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's changed, but
a big thing.
I don't want to suddenly roll around to, I don't know, December or middle of March or whatever, and suddenly money's going out that I'd forgotten. Do you know what I mean? I don't like that at all.
Timothy also says, I will have Etsy stores for single issues and a storefront on Fund My Comic for trades. That's a good way to do it. You know.
Yeah. I'm also
Shopify is another thing that I might be doing here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Or Etsy,
I'm also considering, like, some of these bits and pieces, these comics I draw for fun in my spare time. If I ever get one of them finished, I'm considering just like putting it out digitally. Just digital. Who knows? We'll see how that goes. See what happens. Digital, and then maybe do a physical copy if anyone wants one, but push mainly for digital on it. See what happens, see how it goes.
Yeah, it's kind of, in your case, it's a logistics thing, isn't it? You almost have to print it in America to get,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's that company called Mixum, who I used to be amazing, but I'm hearing more and more that they keep screwing people's orders.
Who does fulfillment for Mandy? Does she do it
Mandy.
herself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is, at the moment, she's fulfilling Jack the Ripper Book 2.
Okay.
And we sold a lot of those.
Yeah.
Plus
keeps her busy right there, huh?
We got the website funding, and then we got the Indiegogo funding. So she's got basically two campaigns to fulfill.
Oh God!
And we had a lot of backers.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of backers, and there was 3 covers on one, and then 3 covers on another. So it's going to be, which is why I couldn't do it. I wouldn't have the time to do that. Really wouldn't. Not draw the books as well.
Timothy Olsen says, I think we should slowly get away from the crowdfunding system and more online stores to push books.
Yeah. I mean, we've been thinking about that, but then it's a case of we kind of need the crowdfunding for me to make any money to draw the books,
Yeah.
Because
right.
I ain't cheap, bitches. Well, I am, but compared to some people, I'm a bargain.
Yeah.
My page rates are not.
Well, all right. I was kind of lingering a little bit. See, Apex City would be back in a few minutes, but he's too stuffed. He's probably fell asleep on us. We don't want to take too much of your time because you got a lot of work to do.
I got work to do, and
you got to let your babies out.
Sort out the carnage from whatever I've heard things breaking. I've heard.
How many pets do you have, Peter?
Just the two dogs.
Okay.
But like say, the one downstairs is a mastiff. If he stands on his back legs, he can put his paws on.
So you got my shoulders. You got 2 big dogs.
No, this one here on the floor isn't so big. So big. But yeah.
Have you had them a while?
So I moved house and I moved in with a friend because it's cheaper, So, and they're her dogs, but I've always known them,
right?
And basically, because I'm in all day now anyway, because I work from home, so I'm no doggy nanny, doggy boss, don't know, whatever.
Well, we've been talking a lot of horror with Peter because hey, we're all fans, right? I hope you can kind of come on again at some point and
absolutely
chat it up. We've enjoyed having you today. We enjoy your work too. It's just
always down for talking about.
What? Chat. My co-host didn't come on for some reason, but he's in the chat. Shadowhawk Talks. He's a big backer, as you know. He says Peter Gilmore is one of those artists that I've seen from the very beginning. Just level up. You're just getting better and better. I've got to agree. You're getting better and better at it.
Always got to be improving. I don't know. I'll never stop trying to get better.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll be like, yeah, that's it.
What's the secret to a successful campaign?
Oh shit.
Well, you've been involved in a bunch of them.
You've got to have the basic idea, the basic premise of your book, and the name of it,
and then flesh it out and shit. Yeah, right.
But you've got to have a killer premise, and quite often the title of the book. You can sell a book just on the title.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had so much interest on Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter because it's just that's a fucking name. It tells you exactly what the book is. And conjures up, you know what it is straight away without even anyone talking about it.
Right.
It's Jack the Ripper.
It's almost like the public domain, like if you say Tarzan, Lone Ranger, Zorro, they know that character and have experienced that character and preconceptions of what it should be.
And weirdly, it didn't actually start out. Jack the Ripper was nothing to do with it when I first started working the idea out. It was nothing to do with him. It was just through a weird set of coincidences.
Sometimes like a theme, like O'Reilly, he's got like a killing Reagan, killing the Nazis, killing, a killing series. I don't know what that's all about, but it seems like if you did something like the Zodiac Killer or something.
See, people have said that, but there's someone else who's doing that.
Oh, is it? Okay.
There's someone else who's doing various serial killers and like separate books,
but not like you're gonna do them.
In fact, check out Ed Gein Demon Hunter. That's the first
there was Ed Gein book, right? Yeah.
Lucifer Storm. He's an exceptional book. Yeah.
And check out the Mythicals too over on Fun My Comic. That's a good romp with vampires and
Lucifer, who did the Ed Gein book, he's doing another book about a different serial killer. I think there's 4 altogether, and then they all become like one monster hunting
super
team.
Group.
Yeah. Like League of Extraordinary bloody murderers.
Hex, I haven't given you much time to talk, bro. You got the final word.
Well, okay. You can follow me on Twitter, La X, at Hex_Allen, and please sub to my channel, Hex Allen Comics. I'll be streaming. I'll be streaming all week
like a madman.
Yeah. As my campaign Nephilim Squadron comes to a close this Saturday, I'll be streaming many hours on Saturday,
and then take a few days just to sleep.
Yeah.
And then fulfillment.
It does take a toll.
And finish the work, and then
finish it. Yeah. For the campaign in
finish the book.
I was trying to beat Vic King's record. I said, what's your longest stream? He said 25 hours. I said, okay, and we wound up doing 30. And then the next day we did 16, and that we both got sick.
I did 18 hours once.
It'll take a toll on you. Peter, where can people find you, good sir?
Oh, right. You can find me mostly on Twitter at Peter Gilmore Art, like what it says under my name, under my face. I mean, you can find me there. Go to stuntmancomics.com and also follow at Walk the Wizard, which is Mandy Summers, because that's how you'll find out more about our books and stuff. What's going on? We've got plenty of artwork that we're going to be showing off coming up as I get it done. Just follow me on Twitter. Check out Super Dead 2 on stuntmancomics.com, please, and lend your support if you can, so I can afford to do this.
Absolutely. Yeah. I asked Mike Barron, what is a professional? And he said, someone that does the job full time. So we all want to aspire to do this full time, don't we?
Oh, yeah. And it's a lot. It is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It's a daunting task to do a comic, isn't it?
Well, I mean, like I said, I used to be a chef, and about 10 years ago, I quit that. I thought, let's do the art. So I just quit my job, cold turkey, went straight. Right, I'm an artist now. That's it. I'm just a.
Do you do all the cooking for the household?
Of course.
Yeah.
Not eating anyone else's crap.
Okay. Yeah, but you don't just cook for yourself. You'll cook for your roommate too, right?
Well, yeah. And the dogs. The dogs enjoy my
dogs. Wow. Okay. Yeah. They probably eat better than I do. Oh, me. Well, join us at 4:00 my time. Okay, here in about an hour and a half. We'll have Kami Mark on the 4:00 shadow. That's my daily show. I hope to get you on there at some point, Peter. And Hex, we're gonna have to DM me, man. We're gonna. If you need a special time, I'll do that too. I'm pretty open.
All right, yeah.
And this isn't my regular show, Peter. This is the Rex, Hex, and Apex. We do this every other Saturday, and I'll host one week, Hex will host the other, and Apex the other week. So we'll do a show every 6 weeks. In between our channels. We'll do one every other Saturday, but we host every 6 weeks, so that works out pretty good for us. And started off as just a comment that we made on a stream. We should do a Rex X and Apex show, and Apex said took that idea and ran with it, and we've had.
And then
that's how all the best things start.
It's been like over a year now, I think.
Well, all right. Well, keep collecting. Thank you, Peter. You've been very gracious with your time. I hope we didn't put you behind. Just blame it on me.
Just say hello to Mark for me. Say hello to Tommy.
You're set. Okay, I will. I guess you've maybe been on a stream with him before.
I've met him, and
you've met him.
I know Mark quite well.
Yeah, he's kind of a different type of sword, isn't he?
He's He does. I like to say he looks like someone's lesbian aunt.
Wow. Okay. And on that, ciao for now.
Cheers.
Bye.